The Merry Wives of Windsor, Act 1, Scene 1. Justice Shallow and his nephew, Slender, accompany Sir Hugh, the parson, to Page's home, where they meet Sir John Falstaff, whom Shallow accuses of killing his deer, the animal. While Slender accuses Falstaff's men of robbing him, Falstaff meets Mistress Ford and Mistress Page, and Slender clumsily attempts to court Anne Page. Scene 1. Enter Justice Shallow, Slender, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Oh shit, of course Ariel's the one.
Oh, is that Ariel?
Sir Hugh, persuade me not. I will make a Star Chamber matter of it. If he were 20 Sir John Falstaffs, he shall not abuse Robert Shallow, Esquire.
In the county of Gloucester, justice of peace and quorum.
I, Cousin Slender and Coster Lorum.
I, and Radalorum too, and a gentleman born Master Parson who writes himself Armigero in any bill, warrant, quittance, or obligation. Armigero.
Aye, that I do, and have done any time these 300 years.
All his successors gone before him have done it, and all his ancestors that come after him may. They may give the dozen white looses in their coat.
It is an old coat.
The dozen white louses do become an old coat well. It agrees well, passant. It is familiar beast to man and signifies love.
The loose is the fresh fish. The salt fish is an old coat.
I may quarter, cuz.
You may, by marrying.
It is marring indeed if he quarter it.
Not a whit.
Yes, pie or lady, if he has a quarter of your coat, there is but 3 skirts for yourself, in my simple conjectures. But that is all one. If Sir John Falstaff have committed disparagements unto you, I am of the church, and will be glad to do my benevolence to make atonements and compromises between you.
The council shall hear it. It is a riot.
It is not meet the council hear a riot. There is no fear of God in a riot. The council, look, you shall desire to hear the fear of God, and not to hear a riot. Take your viziments in that.
Ha! Oh, my life, if I were young again, the sword should end it.
It is better that friends is the sword and end it, and there's also another device in my brain, which peradventure brings good, oh goodness, I don't know what accent this is supposed to be. Good discretions with it. There's Anne Page, who is daughter to Master Thomas Page, which is pretty virginity.
Mistress Anne Page, she has brown hair and speaks small like a woman.
It is that very person for all the world, as just as you will desire it, and 700 pounds of moneys and gold and silver is her grandsire upon his death's bed. God deliver to a joyful resurrections. Give when she is able to overtake 17 years old. If it were a good motion, if we leave our pribbles and prabbles and desire a marriage between Master Abraham and Mistress Anne Page.
Did her grandsire leave her 700 pounds?
Aye, and her father is make her a better penny.
I know the young gentlewoman, she has good gifts.
700 pounds and possibilities is good gifts.
Well, let us see honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Shall I tell you a lie? I do despise a liar, as I do despise one that is false, or as I despise one that is not true. This night Sir John is there, and I beseech you be ruled by your well-willers. I beat the door for Master Page. He knocks. What? Oh, God bless your house here.
Who's there?
Here is God's blessing and your friend, and Justice Shallow, and here young Master Slender, that peradventures shall tell you another tale if matter grows to your likings. Enter Master Page.
I am glad to see your worships well. I thank you for my vention, Master Shallow. Master Page, I am glad to see you. Much good do it your good heart. I wished your vention better. It was ill killed. How doth good Mistress Page? And I thank you always with my heart. La! With my heart. Sir, I thank you. Sir, I thank you. By yea and no I do. I am glad to see you, good Master Slender.
How does your fallow greyhound, sir? I heard say he was outrun on Cotstal.
Could not be judged, sir.
Oh,
You'll not confess. You'll not confess.
That he will not. 'Tis your fault. 'Tis your fault. 'Tis a good dog. A cur, sir. Sir, he's a good dog and a fair dog. Can there be more said? He is good and fair. Is Sir John Falstaff here? Sir, he is within, and I would I could do a good office between you.
it is spoke as a Christians ought to speak.
He hath wronged me, master page. Sir, he doth in some sort confess it. If it be confessed, it is not redressed. Is not that so, master page? He hath wronged me. Indeed he hath. At a word he hath, believe me. Robert Shallow, Esquire, saith he is wronged.
Enter Sir John Falstaff, Bardolph, Nym, and Pistol.
Here comes Sir John.
Now, Master Shallow, you'll complain of me to the king?
Knight, you have beaten my man, killed my deer, and broke open my lodge.
But not kissed your keeper's daughter.
Tut, pen, this shall be answered.
I will answer it straight. I have done all this. That is now answered.
The council shall know this.
'Twere better for you if it were known in council. You'll be laughed at.
Pauca verba, Sir John, good words.
Good warts? Good cabbage. Slender, I broke your head. What matter have you against me?
Marry, sir, I have matter in my head against you and against your coney-catching rascals, Bardolph, Nym, and Pistol.
You Banbury cheese.
Aye, it is no matter.
How now, Mephistopheles?
Aye, it is no matter. Oh, slice, I say. Paca, paca, slice, that's my humor. We're simple, my man. Can you tell, cousin?
Peace, I pray you. Now let us understand. There is 3 umpires in this matter, as I understand. That is Master Page, Fidelicet Master Page, and then there is myself, Fidelicet myself, and the 3 party is lastly and finally mine host of the garter.
We 3 to hear it and end it between them.
Oh, very good. I will make a brief on it in my notebook, and we will afterwards work upon the cause with as great discreetly as we can.
Pistol?
He hears with ears. The devil and his dam! What phrase is this? He hears with ear. Why, it is affectations.
Pistol, did you pick Master Slender's purse?
I by these gloves did he, or I might never come in my own great chamber again else. Of 7 groats and mill 6pences and 2 Edward shovel boards that cost me 2 shilling and 2 pence apiece of Yed Miller by these gloves.
Is this true, Pistol?
No, it is false if it is a pick purse.
Ha! Thou mountain foreigner. Oops, sorry, that's not me.
Thou mountain foreigner, and Sir John and Mastermind, I combat challenge of this Lattern Bilbo. Word of denial in thy labras here, word of denial. Froth and scum thou liest.
By these gloves then 'twas he. Be advised, sir, and past good humors, I will say merry chop with you if you run the nut hook's humor on me. This is the very note of it. By this hat, then, he in the red face had it. For, though I cannot remember what I did when you made me drunk, yet I am not altogether an ass.
What say you, Scarlet and John?
Why, sir, for my part, I say the gentleman had drunk himself out of his 5 sentences.
In his 5 senses, 5, what ignorance is.
And being fat, sir, was, as they say, cashiered. And so conclusions past the careers.
You spake in Latin then too, but 'tis no matter. I'll ne'er be drunk whilst I live again, but in honest, civil, godly company for this trick. For this trick, if I be drunk, I'll be drunk with those that have fear of God and not with drunken knaves.
So God judge me. That is virtuous mind. That is a virtuous mind.
You hear all these matters denied, gentlemen. You hear it.
Enter Anne Page with wine.
Nay, daughter, carry the wine in. We'll drink within.
Oh, heaven, this is Mistress Anne Page.
Enter Mistress Ford and Mistress Page.
How now, Mistress Ford?
Mistress Ford, by my troth, you are very well met. By your leave, good mistress.
He kisses her.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, we have a hot venison pasty to dinner. Come, gentlemen, I hope we shall drink down all unkindness.
All but Slender, Shallow, and Sir Hugh exit.
I had rather than 40 shillings I had my book of songs and sonnets here.
Enter Simple.
How now, Simple, where have you been? I must wait on myself, must I? You have not the book of riddles about you, have you?
Book of Riddles?
Okay, go.
Is that me? Okay. Sorry. Book of Riddles? Why did you not lend it to Alice Shortcake upon All Hallowmas last fortnight before Michaelmas?
That's me, right? Come, cuz, we stay for you. A word for you, cuz. Marry this, cuz. There is as toward a kind of tender made far off by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me?
Aye, sir, you shall find me reasonable. If it be so, I shall do that. That is reason.
Nay, but understand me.
So I do, sir.
Give ears to his motions, Master Slender. I will description the matter to you if you be capacity of it.
Nay, I will do as my cousin Shallow says. I pray you, pardon me, he is a justice of peace in his country, simple though I stand here.
But that is not the question. The question is concerning your marriage.
Aye, there's the point, sir.
Aye, there was the point, sir.
Marriage it is. Marriage is the very point of it to Mistress Anne Page.
Why, if it be so, I will marry her upon any reasonable demand.
But can you affection the let us command to know that of your mouth or of your lips, for divers philosophers hold that the lips is parcel of the mouth. Therefore, precisely, can you carry your goodwill to the maid?
Cousin Abraham Slender, can you love her?
I hope, sir, I will do as it shall become one that would do reason.
Nay, God's lords and his ladies, you must speak possible if you can carry her your desires towards her.
That you must. Will you, upon good dowry, marry her?
I will do a greater thing than that upon your request, cousin, in any reason.
Nay, conceive me, sweet cuz. What I do is to pleasure you, cuz. Can you love the maid?
I will marry her, sir, at your request. But if there be no great love in the beginning, yet heaven may decrease it upon better acquaintance, when we are married and have more occasion to know one another. I hope upon familiarity will grow more content. But if you say marry her, I will marry her. That I am freely dissolved and dissolutely.
It is very discretion answer, save the fall is in the old dissolutely. The ort is, according to our meaning, resolutely. His meaning is good.
Aye, I think my cousin meant well.
Aye, I think my cousin meant well.
Shit, why are those two names the same to me? Aye, or else I might be hanged, la.
Enter Anne Page.
Here comes the fair Mistress Anne. Would I were young for your sake, Mistress Anne? Is that me?
I think it's Ariel.
Dinner is on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
Wait, Mistress.
Wait, no, that is you.
Wait, is that me? Is that me? Dinner is on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
Yes.
That's still me. I will wait on him, fair Mistress Anne.
Odds Blessed will, I will not be absent at the grace. Sir Hugh and Shallow exit.
Will please your worship to come in.
No, I thank you. Forsooth, heartily, I am very well.
Is Timmy cut out for everyone else too?
Yeah,
I'm proud. Okay, I'm back. The dinner attends you, sir.
I'm not hungry. I thank you, forsooth.
Too simple.
Go, Sirrah, for all you are my man. Go wait upon my cousin Shallow.
Simple exits.
A justice of peace sometime may be beholding to his friend for a man. I keep but 3 men and a boy yet, till my mother be dead. What though? Yet I live like a poor gentleman born.
I may not go in without your worship. They will not sit till you come.
In faith, I'll eat nothing. I thank you as much as though I did.
I pray you, sir, walk in.
I had rather walk here. I thank you. I bruised my shin the other day with playing at sword and dagger with a master of fence. 3 pennies for a dish of stewed prunes, and by my troth, I cannot abide the smell of hot meat since. Why do your dogs bark so? Be there bears in the town?
I think they are, sir. I heard them talked of.
I love the sport well, but I shall as soon quarrel at it as any man in England. You're afraid if you see the bear loose, are you not?
Aye, indeed, sir.
That's meat and drink to me now. I have seen Sackerson loose 20 times and have taken him by the chain. But I warrant you, the women have so cried and shrieked at it that it passed. But women indeed cannot abide them. They are very ill-favored rough things.
Enter page.
Come, gentle Master Slender, come, we stay for you.
I'll eat nothing, I thank you, sir.
By cock and pie you shall not choose, sir. Come, come.
Nay, pray you lead the way.
Come on, sir.
Mistress Anne, yourself shall go first.
Not I, sir. Pray you, keep on.
Truly, I will not go first. Truly, la, I will not do you that wrong.
I pray you, sir.
I'll rather be unmannerly than troublesome. You do yourself wrong indeed, la.
They exit. Act 1, Scene 2. Everybody know their parts?
Yeah, but did Jacob have to go to dinner?
All right, see you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye! All right, give me a second. Act 1, Scene 2. We're only there. Sir Hugh sends Slender's servant Simple with a letter to Mistress Quickly asking her to intercede with Anne Page on Slender's behalf. Scene 2, enter Sir Hugh, Evans, and Simple. Go your ways and ask Dr. Caius's house, which is the way, and there dwells one Mistress Quickly, which is in the manner of his nurse, or his dry nurse, or his cook, or his laundry, his washer, and his wringer.
Well, sir.
Nay, it is better yet, give her this letter, handing him a paper, for it is a woman that altogether's acquaintance with Mistress Anne Page, and the letter is to desire and requite her to solicit young master's desires to Mistress Anne Page. I pray you, begone. I will make an end of my dinner. There's pippins and cheese to come. They exit. Act 1, Scene 3. Falstaff, in desperate need of funds, dismisses his servant Bardolph, who enters the employ of the host of the Garter. Falstaff plans to seduce Mistress Ford and Mistress Page to gain access to their husband's wealth. When Pistol and Nym refuse to act as his go-betweeners, he dismisses them from his service. They plot revenge against him. Scene 3, enter Sir John Falstaff, host, Bardolph, Nym, Pistol, and Robin, Falstaff's page.
Mine host of the Garter.
Oh, is Ariel?
You're muted, babe.
Whew. I am no longer muted. What says my bully rook? Speak scholarly and wisely.
Truly, mine host. I must turn away some of my followers.
Discard bully Hercules, cashier. Let them wag, trot, trot.
I sit at £10 a week.
Thou art an emperor, Caesar, Keezer, and Feezer. I will entertain Bardolph. He shall draw, he shall tap, said I well, bully Hector.
Do so, good mine host.
I have spoke. Let him follow. Let me see thee froth and lime. I am at a word, follow.
Gills exits.
Bardolph, follow him. A tapster is a good trade. An old cloak makes a new jerkin. A withered serving man a fresh tapster. Go, adieu.
It is a life that I have desired, I will thrive.
Oh, base Hungarian white, wilt thou the spigot wield? Bardolph exits.
He has gotten a drink. Is not the humor conceited?
I am glad I am so acquit of this tinderbox. His thefts were too open. His filching was like an unskillful singer. He kept not time.
The good humor is to steal at a minute's rest.
Convey, the wise call it steal. Foe, a faco for the phrase.
Well, sirs, I am almost out at heels.
Why then let cobs ensue.
There is no remedy. I must coney catch. I must shift.
Young ravens must have food.
Which of you know Ford of this town?
I can the white, he is of substance good.
My honest lads, I will tell you what I am about.
2 yards and more.
No quips now, Pistol. Indeed, I am in the waste 2 yards about, but I am now about no waste. I am about thrift. Briefly, I do mean to make love to Ford's wife. I spy entertainment in her. She discourses, she carves, she gives the leer of invitation. I can construe the action of her familiar style, and the hardest voice of her behavior, to be Englished rightly, is I am Sir John Falstaff's.
He had studied her will and translated her will out of honesty into English.
The anchor is deep. Will that humor pass?
Now, the report goes, she has all the rule of her husband's purse. He hath a legion of angels.
Many devils entertain, and to her boy I say.
The humor rises. It is good. Humor me, the angels.
Showing 2
I
papers.
have written here a letter to her, and here another to Page's wife, who even now gave me good eyes too, examined my parts without judicious eyelids. Sometimes the beam of her view gilded my foot, sometimes my portly belly.
Then did the sun on dunghill shine.
I thank thee for that humor.
Oh, she did so o'er my exteriors with such a greedy intention that the appetite of her eye did seem to scorch me up like a burning glass. Here's another letter to her. She bears the purse too. She is a regent in Guiana, all gold and bounty. I will be cheaters to them both, and they shall be exchequers to me. They shall be my East and West Indies, and I will trade to them both. Go bear thou this letter to Mistress Page, and thou this to Mistress Ford. We will thrive, lads, we will thrive.
Shall I, Sir Pandarus of Troy, become and by my side wear steel, then Lucifer take all.
I will run no base humor. Here, take the humor letter. I will keep the habure of reputation.
Giving papers to Robin.
Hold, sirrah, bear you these letters tightly. Sail like my pinnace to these golden shores. Rogues hence, avant, vanish like hailstones go. Trudge, plod, away I' the hoof, seek shelter, pack. Falstaff will learn the humor of the age. French thrift, you rogues, myself and skirted page.
Falstaff and Robin exit. Let vultures gripe thy guts, 4 gourd and Fulham holes, and a high and low beguiles the rich and poor. Tester I'll have in pouch when thou shalt lack thy Phrygian Turk.
I have operations which be humors of revenge.
Wilt thou revenge?
By Welkin and her star.
With wit or steel?
With both the humors. I will discuss the humor of this love to Ford.
And I to Page shall eke unfold how Falstaff varlet vile his dove improve, his gold will hold, and his soft couch defile.
My humor shall not cool. I will incense Ford to deal with poison. I will possess him with yellowness, for the revolt of mine is dangerous. That is my true humor.
Thou art the Mars of malcontents, I second thee. Troop on, they exit. Act 1, Scene 4. Delivering Sir Hugh's letter to Mistress Quickly, Simple is discovered by her employer, Dr. Caius, another of Anne's suitors. Furious with Sir Hugh for interfering on behalf of Slender, Dr. Caius writes Sir Hugh challenging him to a duel. Scene 4. Enter Mistress Quickly and Simple.
What, John Rugby?
Enter John Rugby.
I pray thee, go to the casement and see if you can see my master, Master Dr. Caius coming. If you do, in faith, and find anybody in the house, here will be an old abusing of God's patience and the king's English.
I'll go watch.
Go, and we'll have a posit for it soon at night in faith at the latter end of a sea coal fire.
Rugby exits.
An honest, willing, kind fellow as ever servant shall come in house withal. And I warrant you, no tale nor no breed bait. His worst fault is that he is given to prayer. He is something peevish that way, but nobody has his fault. But let that pass. Peter Simple, you say your name is?
I, for fault of a better.
And Master Slender's your master?
I, forsooth.
Does he not wear a great round beard like a glover's paring knife?
No, forsooth. He hath but a little wee face, with a little yellow beard, a cane-colored beard.
A softly spirited man, is he not?
Aye, forsooth. But he is as tall a man of his hands as any is between this and his head. He hath fought with a warrener.
How say you? Oh, I should remember him. Does he not hold up his head, as it were, and strut in his gait?
Yes, indeed does he.
Well, heaven send Anne Page no worse fortune. Tell Master Parson Evans I will do what I can for your master. Anne is a good girl, and I wish...
Enter Rugby.
Alas, here comes my master.
We shall all be sent. Run in here, good young man. Go into this closet. He will not stay long. What, John Rugby? John, what John I say? Go, John, go inquire for my master. I doubt he be not well, and he comes not home.
Rugby exit. She sings.
And down, etc.
Enter Dr. Caius.
What does you sing? I do not like these toys. Pray you, go and fetch me in my closet un boitier vert, a box, a green box. Do intend what I speak? A green box.
I forsooth, I'll fetch it you. I'm glad he went not in himself. He had found the young man, he would have been horn mad.
She exits.
Fay. Ma foi, il fait pour chant. Je me vais à la cour, la grande affaire.
Enter Mistress Quickly with a small box.
It this, sir?
We made lay a mon pocket. Dépêchez quickly. Where is that knave Rugby?
What, John Rugby? John.
Enter Rugby.
Here, sir.
You are John Rugby, and you are Jack Rugby. Come, take your rapier, and come after my heel to the court.
'Tis ready, sir, here in the porch.
By my troth, I tarry too long. Odds me, quite there is some simples in my closet that I will not for the world I shall leave behind.
He exits.
Ay me, he'll find the young man there and be mad.
Enter Dr. Caius.
Oh, diable, what is in my closet? Villainy, Laran.
Pulling out Simple.
Rugby, my rapier.
Good master, be content.
Wherefore shall I be contenta?
The young man is an honest man.
What shall the honest man do in my closet? There is no honest man that shall come in my closet.
I beseech you, be not so phlegmatic. Hear the truth of it. He came of an errand to me from Parson Hugh.
Well, oh, that's me again. I am forsooth to desire her too.
Peace, I pray you.
Peace a your tongue, speak a your tale. To desire this honest gentlewoman, your maid, to speak a good word to Mistress Anne Page for my master in the way of marriage.
That is all indeed, law, but I'll ne'er put my finger in the fire and need not.
Sir Hugh send to you, Rugby, file me some paper. Tarry you little a while.
Rugby brings paper and Dr. Caius writes.
I'm glad he is so quiet. If he had been thoroughly moved, you should have heard him so loud and so melancholy. But notwithstanding, man, I'll do you, your master, what good I can. And the very yea and the no is the French doctor, my master. I may call him my master, look you, for I keep his house, and I wash, wring, brew, bake, score, dress meat and drink, make the beds, and do all myself.
'Tis a great charge to come under one body's hand.
Are you advised of that? You shall find it a great charge, and to be up early and down late. But notwithstanding, to tell you in your ear, I would have no words of it. My master himself is in love with Mistress Anne Page. But notwithstanding that, I know Anne's mind. That's neither here nor there.
Handing a paper to Simple.
You, Jacknape, give this letter to Sir Hugh. By gar, it is a challenge. I will cut his throat in the park, and I will teach a scurvy Jacknape priest to meddle or make. You may be gone. It is not good you tarry here. By gar, I will cut all his 2 stones. By gar, he shall not have a stone to throw at his dog.
Simple exits.
Alas, he speaks but for his friend.
It is no matter of their that. Do not you tell me that I shall have Anne Page for myself. By gar, I will kill the Jack priest, and I have appointed mine host of desertier to measure our weapon. By gar, I will myself have Anne Page.
So the maid loves you, and shall be well. We must give folks leave to prate. What the good year.
Rugby, come to the court with me. By gar, if I have not Anne Page, I shall turn your head out of my door. Follow my heels, Rugby.
You shall have Anne.
Caius and Rugby exit.
Fools have your own. Now, I'll know Anne's mind for that. Never a woman in Windsor knows more of Anne's mind than I do, nor can do more than I do with her, I thank heaven.
Who's within there? Ho?
Who's there, I trow? Come near the house, I pray you.
Enter Fenton. How now, good woman? How dost thou?
The better that it pleases your good worship to ask.
What's the news? How does pretty Mistress Anne?
In truth, sir, and she is pretty, and honest, and gentle, and one that is your friend, I can tell you that, by the way, I praise heaven for it.
Shall I do any good, thinkst thou? Shall I not lose my suit?
Troth, sir, all is in his hands above. But notwithstanding, Master Fenton, I'll be sworn on a book she loves you. Have not your worship a ward above your eye?
Oh, yes, Mary, have I. What of that?
Well, thereby hangs the tale. Good faith, it is another Nan. But I detest an honest maid as ever broke bread. But I detest an honest maid as ever broke bread. We had an hour's talk of that ward. I shall never laugh but in that maid's company. But indeed, she has given too much to Alicolly and musing. But for you, well, go to.
I shall see her today. Hold, there's money for thee. He hands her money. Let me have thy voice in my behalf. If thou seest her before me, commend me.
Will I? In faith that we will. And I will tell your worship more of the wart the next time we have confidence, and of other wooers.
Well, farewell. I'm in great haste now.
Farewell to your worship.
Fenton exits.
Truly an honest gentleman, but Anne loves him not, for I know Anne's mind as well as another does. But out upon it, what have I forgot?
She exits. Act 2, Scene 1. Mistress Page and Mistress Ford compare their love letters from Falstaff and plot revenge against him. Pistol and Nym tell Ford and Page of Falstaff's designs on their wives, and Ford's jealousy explodes. He arranges to disguise himself as a man called Brooke and approach Falstaff. The host and Shallow set off with Page to find Dr. Caius and Sir Hugh, who are being kept apart through the host's deliberate misdirections. Scene 1. Enter Mistress Page reading a letter.
What? Have I received love letters in the holiday time of my beauty, and am I now a subject for them? Let me see. She reads, ask me no reason why I love you, for though love use reason for his precision, he admits him not for his counselor. You are not young, no more am I. Go to, then, their sympathy. You're merry, so am I. Ha ha, then there's more sympathy. You love Sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page. At the least, if the love of soldier can suffice, then I love thee. I will not say pity me, it is not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me, by me. Thine own true knight by day or night, or any kind of light with all his might for thee to fight. John Falstaff. What a herod of jewelry is this? Oh, wicked, wicked world. One that is well nigh worn to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant. What an unweighed behavior hath this Flemish drunkard picked with the devil's name out of my conversation, that he dares in this manner assay me? Why, he hath not been thrice in my company. What should I say to him? I was then frugal of my mirth. Heaven forgive me. Why, I'll exhibit a bill in the Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For revenge I will be as sure as his guts are made of puddings.
Enter Mistress Ford.
Mistress Page? Trust me, I was going to your house.
Trust me, I was coming to you. You look very ill.
Nay, I'll ne'er believe it. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but you do in my mind.
Well, I do then. Yet I say I could show you to the contrary. Oh, Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
What is the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not for one trifle in respect, I could come to such honor.
Hang the trifle, woman. Take the honor. What is it? Dispensed with trifles. What is it?
If I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I could be knighted.
What thou liest? Sir Alice Ford? These knights will hack, and so thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight. Here, read, perceive how I might be knighted.
She gives a paper to Mistress Page, who reads it.
I shall think the worse of the fat men as long as I have an eye to make difference of men's liking. And yet he would not swear, praised woman's modesty, and gave such orderly and well-behaved reproof to all uncomeliness, that I would have sworn this disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. But they do no more adhere a place together than the 100th psalm to the tune of green sleeves. What tempest I trod through this whale with no many tons of oil in his belly, ashore and Windsor? How shall I revenge on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope till the wicked fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Ladder for ladder, but that the name of Page and Ford differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here's the twin brother of thy letter. She gives the paper to Mistress Ford, who reads it. But let thine enter it first, for I protest mine never shall. I warrant he hath 1,000 of these letters writ with blank space for different names, sure more, and these are of the second edition. He will print them out of doubt, for he cares not what he puts into the press when he would put us too. I had rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, I will find you 20 lascivious turtles ere one chaste men.
Why, this is the very same. The very hands, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. It makes me almost ready to wrangle with thine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one that I am not acquainted withal. For sure, unless he knows some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this fury.
Borden call you it. I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I. If he come under my hatches, I'll never to sea again. Let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, then and lead him on with a fine baited delay till he had pawned his horses to mine hose of the gutter.
Nay, I will consent to act in any villainy against him that may not sully the charitiness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter. It would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Why, look where he comes, and my good man too. He's as far from jealousy as I'm from giving him cause, that I hope is an unmeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy knight. Come hither.
They talk aside. Enter Ford with pistol and Page with Nym.
Well, I hope it be not so.
Hope is a curdle dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Please support me.
My wife is...
Support Francis Ford.
That's what I'm...
I'm confused.
I'm confusing myself right now. Never mind.
Is that me? Is that me? Is that Ariel? Is that me?
Where's the husband?
Timmy.
It's me? Oh well, I hope it be not so.
What? Oh, Hope is a curled dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Why, sir, my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, both rich and poor, both young and old, one with another. Ford, he loves the free. Ford, prepared.
Love my wife?
With liver burning heart, prevent or go thou like Sir Actaeon, he with ringwood at thy heels. Oh, odious is the name.
What name, sir?
The horn, I say. Farewell, take heed, have open eye, for thieves do foot by night. Take heed, ere summer comes, or cuckoo birds do sing. Away, Sir Corporal Nym, believe it, Page, he speaks sense. He exits.
I will be patient. I will find out this.
And this is true. I like not the humor of lying. He hath wronged me in some humors. I should have borne the humored letter to her, but I have a sword, and it shall bite upon my necessity. He loves your wife. There's the short and the long. My name is Corporal Nym. I speak and I avouch. 'Tis true. My name is Nym, and Falstaff loves your wife. Adieu. I love not the humor of bread and cheese. Adieu.
He exits.
Is that me still?
Oh, I think those are both you, Timmy.
Oh gosh. Ara, do you want to take one? You should take one so that we can.
Isn't Page supposed to be Jacob?
Is that George Page?
Yeah.
Is this me, George?
Yeah, that was Jacob, and I gave it to you.
Oh. Then take one then. Ariel, do you want Ford or Page?
I'll take Paige. I can't take my husband.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'll you take Page. Wait. Yeah. Go.
The humor of it, quoth he. Here's a fellow frights English out of his wits.
I will seek out Falstaff.
I never heard such a drawling, affecting rogue.
If I do find it, well.
Do not believe such a Catian, though the priest of the town commended him for a true man.
Was a good, sensible fellow. Well.
Mistress Page and Mistress Ford, come forward.
How now, Meg? Wait, that's Page. Okay, sorry.
How now, Meg?
Whither go you, George? Hark you.
They talk aside.
How now, sweet Frank? Why art thou melancholy?
I? Melancholy? I am not melancholy. Get you home, go.
Faith, thou hast some crotchet in thy head now. Will you go, Mistress Page?
Have with you. You'll come to dinner, George? Look who comes yonder. She shall be our messenger to this paltry knight.
Enter, mistress, quickly.
Trust me, I thought on her shall fit it.
You are to come to see my daughter, Anne?
Aye, forsooth, and I pray how does good Mistress Anne?
Go in with us and see. We have an hour's talk with you.
Mistress Page, Mistress Ford, and Mistress quickly exit.
How now, Master Ford?
You heard what this knave told me, did you not?
Yes, and you heard what the other told me?
You think there's truth in them?
Hang him, slaves. I do not think the knight would offer it. But these that accuse him in this intent towards our wives are a yoke of his departed men. Very rogues that now they be out of service.
Are they his men?
Marry, were they?
I like it never the better for that. Does he lie at the gutter?
Aye, marry does he. If he should intend this voyage toward my wife, I return her loose to him, and what he gets more of her than sharp words, let it lie on my head.
I do not misdoubt my wife, but I would be loath to turn them together. A man may be too confident. I would have nothing lie on my head. I cannot be thus satisfied.
Enter host.
Look! Where my ranting host of the garter comes, there is either liquor in his pate or money in his purse when he looks so merrily. How now, mine host? How now, Bully Rook? Thou art a gentleman, cavaliero, justice, I say.
Enter Shallow.
I follow, mine host, I follow. Good even and 20, good Master Page. Master Page, will you go with us? We have sport in hand.
Tell him, cavaliero, justice, tell him, Bully Rook.
Sir, there is a fray to be fought between Sir Hugh, the Welsh priest, and Caius, the French doctor. Oh, good, mine host, all the gutter, a word with you.
What sayest thou, my Bully Rook?
The host and Ford talk aside.
Will you go with us to behold it? My merry hosts have had the measuring of their weapons, and I think had appointed them contrary places. For believe me, I hear the parson is no jester. Hark, I will tell you what our sport shall be.
Shallow and Page talk aside.
Hast thou no suit against my knight, my guest cavalier?
None, I protest. But I'll give you a bottle of burned sack to give me recourse to him, and tell him my name is Broke, only for a jest.
My hand, bully. Thou shalt have a grease and regress, said I well, and thy name shall be Brook. It is a merry night. Well, you go, Amirs.
Have with you, mine host.
I have heard the Frenchman hath good skill in his rapier.
Tut, sir, I would have told you more. In these times you stand on distance, your passes, staccatos, and I know not what. 'Tis the heart, Master Page. 'Tis here. I've seen the time with my long sword. I would have made you 4 tall fellows skip like rats.
Here, boys, here. Shall we wag? Half with you, I had rather hear them scold than fight.
Page, host, and Shallow exit.
Though Page be a secure fool and stands so firmly on his wife's fealty, yet I cannot put off my opinion so easily. She was in his company at Page's house, and what they made there I know not. Well, I will look further into it, and I have a disguise to sound Falstaff. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis labor be bestowed. Bestowed.
Act 2, Scene 2. Falstaff receives Mistress Ford's invitation to visit. He then accepts Brooks' money in exchange for his promise to compromise Mistress Ford's reputation. Ford plans to trap Falstaff with Mistress Ford. Scene 2, enter Sir John Falstaff and Pistol.
I will not lend thee a penny.
Why then the world's mine oyster, which I with sword will open.
Not a penny. I have been content, sir, you should lay my countenance to pawn. I had graded upon my good friends for 3 reprieves for you and your coach fellow Nym, or else you had looked through the grate like a Gemini of baboons. I am damned in hell for swearing to gentlemen, my friends, you were good soldiers and tall fellows. And when Mistress Bridget lost the handle of her fan, I took it upon mine honor thou hast it not.
Didst thou not share? Hadst thou not 15 pence?
Reason, you rogue, reason. Thinkest thou I'll endanger my soul gratis? At a word, hang no more about me. I am no gibbet for you. Go, a short knife and a thong, to your manor of picked hatch, go. You'll not bear a letter for me, you rogue. You stand upon your honor? Why, thou unconfinable baseness, it is as much as I can do to keep the terms of my honor precise. I myself sometimes, leaving the fear of God on the left hand and hiding mine honor in my necessity, am fain to shuffle, to hedge, and to lurch. And yet you, rogue, will ensconce your rags, your cat-a-mountain looks, your red lattice phrases, and your bold beating oaths under the shelter of your honor. You will not do it? You?
I do relent. What would thou more of man? Enter Robin.
Sir, here's a woman would speak with you. Let her approach.
Enter, mistress, quickly.
Give your worship good morrow.
Good morrow, good wife.
Not so, and it please your worship.
Good maid, then?
I'll be sworn, as my mother was, the first hour I was born.
I do believe the swearer. But with me.
Shall I vouchsafe your worship a word or two?
2,000, fair woman, and I'll vouchsafe thee the hearing.
There is one Mistress Ford, sir. I pray come a little nearer this ways. I myself dwell with Master Dr. Caius.
Well, Mistress Ford, you say?
Your worship says very true. I pray your worship, come a little nearer this ways.
I warrant thee, nobody hears. Mine own people, mine own people.
Are they so? God bless them and make them his servants.
Well, Mistress Ford, what of her?
Why, sir, she's a good creature. Lord, your worship's a wanton. Well, heaven forgive you and all of us, I pray.
Mistress Ford. Come, Mistress Ford.
Mary, this is the short and the long of it. You have brought her into such a canaries as 'tis wonderful. The best courier of them all, when the court lay at Windsor, could never have brought her to such a canary. Yet there has been knights and lords and gentlemen with their coaches, I warrant you, coach after coach, letter after letter, gift after gift, smelling so sweetly, all musk, and no rushling, I warrant you, in silk and gold and in allegiant terms and in such wine and sugar of the best and the fairest that would have won any woman's heart. And I warrant you, they could never get an eye wink of her. I had myself 20 angels give me this morning, but I defy all angels in any such sort, as they say, but in the way of honesty. And I warrant you, and I warrant you, they could never get her so much as a sip on a cup with the proudest of them all. And yet there has been earls, nay, which is more, pensioners. But I warrant you, all is one with her.
But what says she to me? Be brief, my good she Mercury.
Mary, she hath received your letter, and for the which she thanks you 1,000 times, and she gives you to notify that her husband will be absent from this house between 10 and 11.
10 and 11?
Aye, forsooth, and then you may come and see the picture she says that you wot of. The Master Ford, her husband, will be from home. Alas, the sweet woman leads an ill life with him. He's a very jealousy man. She leads a very trampled life with him, good heart.
10 and 11. Woman, commend me to her. I will not fail her.
Why, you say well. But I have another message to your worship. Mistress Page hath her hearty commendations to you too. And let me tell you in your ear, she is as virtuous a civil modest wife in one. I tell you, that will not miss you morning nor evening prayer, as any is in Windsor, whoever be the other. and she bade me tell your worship that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes there will come a time. I never knew a woman so dote upon a man. Surely, I think you have charms, Law. Yes, in truth.
Not I assure thee. Setting the attraction of my good parts aside, I have no other charms.
Blessing on your heart for it.
But I pray thee, tell me this. Has Ford's wife and Page's wife acquainted each other how they love me?
That were a jest indeed. They have not so little grace, I hope. That were a trick indeed. But Mistress Page would desire you to send your little page of all loves. Her husband has a marvelous affection to the little page, and truly, Master Page is an honest man. Never a wife in Windsor leads a better life than she does. Do what she will, she say what she will, take all, pay all, go to bed when she list, rise when she list. All is as she will. And truly she deserves it, for if there be a kind woman in Windsor, she is one. You must send her your page, no remedy.
Why, I will.
Nay, but do so then, and look you, he may come and go between you both. And in any case, have a nay word that you may know one another's mind, and the boy never need to understand anything. For 'tis not good that children should know any wickedness. Old fools, you know, have discretion, as they say, and know the world.
Fare thee well. Commend me to them both. There's my purse.
He gives her money.
I am yet thy debtor. Boy, go along with this woman.
Mistress Quickly and Robin exit.
This news distracts me.
This punk is one of Cupid's carriers. Clap on more sails, pursue up with your fights, give fire. She's my prize, or ocean whelm them all. He exits.
Say'st thou so, old Jack? Go thy ways. I'll make more of thy old body than I have done. Will they yet look after thee? Wilt thou, after the expense of so much money, be now a gainer? Good body, I thank thee. Let them say 'tis grossly done, so it be fairly done, no matter.
Enter Bardolph with wine.
Sir John, there is one Master Brooke below would fain speak with you and be acquainted.
Timmy?
No.
Bye, Timmy.
Get back.
Oh.
You.
Okay, you're back.
Okay. Aye, sir.
What? Wait, oh, okay. Call him in, such brooks are welcome to me, and overflows such liquor.
Bardolph exits.
Aha, Mistress Ford and Mistress Page, have I encompassed you? Go to, via.
Enter Bardolph with Ford, disguised as Brooke.
Oh shit, someone needs to take Bardolph then. God bless you, sir.
And you, sir, would you speak with me?
I make bold to press with so little preparation upon you.
You're welcome. What's your will? Give us leave, jar.
Bardolph exits.
Sir, I am a gentleman that have spent much. My name is Brooke.
Good Master Brooke, I desire more acquaintance of you.
Good Sir John, I sue for yours, not to charge you, for I must let you understand I think myself in better plight for a lender than you are, the which hath something emboldened me to this unseasoned intrusion. For they say, if money go before, always do lie open.
Money is a good soldier, sir, and will on.
Troth, and I have a bag of money here troubles me.
He sets it down.
If you will help to bear it, Sir John, take all, or half, for easing me of the carriage.
Sir, I know not how I may deserve to be your porter.
I will tell you, sir, if you will give me the hearing.
Speak, good Master Brooke. I shall be glad to be your servant.
Sir, I hear you are a scholar. I will be brief with you. You have been a man long known to me, though I had never so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. I shall discover a thing to you wherein I must very much lay open mine own imperfection. But, good Sir John, as you have one eye upon my follies, as you hear them unfolded, turn another into the register of your own, that I may pass with a reproof the easier, sith you yourself know how easy it is to be such an offender.
Very well, sir. Proceed.
There is a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Fort.
Well, sir,
I have long loved her, and I protest to you, bestowed much on her, followed her with a doting observance, engrossed opportunities to meet her, feed every slight occasion that could but niggardly give me sight of her, not only bought many presents to give her, but have given largely to many to know what she would have given. Briefly, I have pursued her as love hath pursued me, which have been on the wing of all occasions. But whatsoever I have merited, whether either in my mind or in my means, need I am sure I have received none, unless experience be a jewel, that I have purchased at an infinite rate, and that have taught me to say this. Love, like a shadow, flies when substance love pursues. Pursuing that the flies, and flying what pursues.
have you received no promise of satisfaction at her hands?
Ever,
Have you importuned her to such a purpose?
never.
Of what quality was your love then?
Like a fair house built on another man's ground, so that I have lost my edifice by mistaking the place where I erected it.
To what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
When I have told you that, I have told you all. Some say that though she appear honest to me, yet in other places she enlargeth her mirth so far that there is shrewd construction made of her. Now, Sir John, here is the heart of my purpose. You are a gentleman of excellent breeding, admirable discourse, of great eminence, authentic in your place and person, generally allowed for your many warlike, courtlike, and learned preparations.
No, sir.
Believe it, for you know it. There is money.
He points to the bag.
Spend it, spend more, spend all I have. Only give me so much of your time in exchange of it as to lay an amiable siege to the honesty of this Fort's wife. Use your art of wooing, win her to consent to you. As any man may, you may as soon as any.
Would it apply well to the vehemency of your affection that I should win what you would enjoy? Methinks you prescribe to yourself very preposterously.
Oh, understand my drift. She dwells so securely on the excellency of her honor that the folly of my soul dares not present itself. She is too bright to be looked against. Now, could I come to her with any detection in my hand, my desires had instance and argument to commend themselves. I could drive her then from the ward of her purity, her reputation, her marriage vow, and 1,000 other defenses, which now are too strongly in battle against me. What say you to it, Sir John?
Master Brooke, I will first make bold with your money, next give me your hand, and last, as I am a gentleman, you shall, if you will, enjoy Ford's wife.
Oh, good sir.
I say you shall.
Want no money, Sir John, you shall want none.
Want no Mistress Ford, Master Brooke, you shall want none. I shall be with her, I may tell you, by her own appointment. Even as you came in to me, her assistant or go-between parted from me. I say I shall be with her between 10 and 11, for at that time the jealous, rascally knave her husband will be forth. Come you to me at night, you shall know how I speed.
I am blessed in your acquaintance. Do you know Ford, sir?
Hang him, poor cuckoldly knave. I know him not, yet I wrong him to call him poor. They say the jealous wittly knave hath masses of money, for the which his wife seems to me well favored. I will use her as the key of the cuckoldly rogue's coffer, and there's my harvest home.
I would you knew, for sir, that you might avoid him if you saw him.
Hang him, mechanical salt butter rogue. I will stare him out of his wits. I will awe him with my cudgel. It shall hang like a meteor or the cuckold's horns. Master Brooke, thou shalt know I will predominate over the peasant, and thou shalt lie with his wife. Come to me soon at night. Ford's a knave, and I will aggravate his style. Thou, Master Brooke, shalt know him for a knave and cuckold. Come to me soon at night.
Falstaff exits.
Epicurean, what a damned Epicurean rascal is this? My heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy? My wife had sent to him, the hour is fixed, the match is made. Would any man have thought this? See the hell out of having a false woman. My bed shall be abused, and my coffers ransacked, and my reputation gnawed at. And I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of abominable terms, and by him that does me this wrong, terms, names, amendment sounds well, Lucifer well, Barbason well, yet they are devil's additions, the names of fiends. But cuckold, the devil himself had not such a name. Page is an ass, a secure ass. He will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. I will rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aquavite bottle, or a thief to walk my ambling gelding, than my wife with herself. Then she plots, then she ruminates, then she devises, and what they think in their hearts they may effect. They will break their hearts, but they will effect. God be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will prevent this. Detect my wife, be revenged on Falstaff, and laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Fie. Call.
He exits. Act 2, Scene 3. Dr. Caius responds furiously when Sir Hugh fails to meet him for their duel. The host calms his anger by offering to take him to Anne Page. Also, Ariel is lost.
I can take Ariel. Yeah, I can take Rugby.
Scene 3. The host calms his anger by offering him to take him to Anne Page. Scene 3. Enter Dr. Caius and Rugby.
Jack Rugby?
Sir?
What is the clock, Jack?
'Tis past the hour, sir, that Sir Hugh promised to meet.
By gar, he has saved his soul that he is no come. He has prayed his Bible well that he is no come. By gar, Jack Rugby, he is dead already if he be come.
He is wise, sir. He knew your worship would kill him if he came.
By gar, the herring is no dead, so as I will kill him. Take your rapier, Jack. I will tell you how I will kill him.
Alas, sir, I cannot fence.
Villainy, take your rapier.
Forbear, here's company.
Enter Page, shallow, slender, and host. God bless thee, bully doctor.
God save you, Master Dr. Caius. Is that him too? Now, good Master Doctor.
Give you good morrow, sir.
What be all you 1, 2, 3, 4 come for?
To see the fight, to see thee foin, to see thee traverse, to see thee here, to see thee there, to see thy pass, thy puncto, thy stalk, thy reverse, thy distance, thy montant. Is he dead, my Ethiopian? Is he dead, my Francisco? Ha, bully. That says my Asclepius, my galleon, my heart of elder. Ha! Is he dead, bully stale? Is he dead?
By God, he is the coward Jack Priest of the world. He is not show his face.
Thou art a Castilian king, urinal Hector of Greece, my boy.
I pray you bear witness that me have stay 6 or 7, 2, 3 hours for him, and he is no come.
He is the wiser man, Master Doctor. He is a cure of souls, and you're a cure of bodies. If you should fight, you go against the hair of your profession. Is it not true, Master Page? Master Shallow, you have yourself been a great fighter, though now a man of peace. Bodykins, Master Page, though I know that I now be old and of the peace, if I see a sword out, my finger itches to make one. Though we are justices and doctors and churchmen, Master Page, we have some salt of our youth in us. We are the sons of women, Master Page. It's true, Master Shallow. Tis will be found so, Master Page. Master Dr. Caius, I'm come to fetch you home. I'm sworn of the peace. You have showed yourself a wise physician, and Sir Hugh has shown himself a wise and patient churchman. You must go with me, Master Doctor.
Pardon, guest justice. A word, Monsieur Mockwater.
Mockwater? What is that?
Mock water in our English tongue is valor, bully.
By God, then I have as much mockwater as the Englishman. Scurvy jackdog priest, by gar, me will cut his ears.
He will clapper claw thee tightly, bully.
Clapper de claw. What is that?
That is, he will make thee amends.
By gar, me do look, he shall clapper de claw for me. Clapper de claw me, for by gar, me will have it.
And I will provoke him to it, or let him wag.
Me thank you for that.
Moreover, bully, he draws shallow page and slender aside. But first, master guest and master page, and eke cavaliero slender, go you through the town of Frogmore?
Sir Hugh is there, is he?
He is there. See what humor he is in, and I will bring the doctor about by the fields. Will it do well?
We will do it. Adieu, good master doctor.
Page shallow and slender exit.
By gar, me will kill the priest, for he speak for a jacknape to unpage.
Let him die. Sheath thy impatience, and throw cold water on thy collar. Go about the fields with me through Frogmore. I will bring thee where Mistress Anne Page is at a farmhouse a feasting, and thou shalt woo her. Cried game, said I well?
By gar, me thank you for that. By gar, I love you. I shall procure you the good guest, the earl, the knight, the lords, the gentlemen, my patience.
For the which I will be thy adversary toward Anne Page, said I well?
By gar, 'tis good, well said.
Let us wag then.
Come at my heels, Jack Rugby.
They exit. Let's keep on going. Excuse me. Act 3, Scene 1. Page, shallow and slender, join Sir Hugh, who is waiting to fight Dr. Caius. When the host brings Dr. Caius and Sir Hugh together, the two, prevented from dueling, reconcile in plotting revenge against the host. Scene 1. Enter Sir Hugh Evans with a book and a sword, and Simple carrying Sir Hugh's gown. I pray you now, good master, slender serving man, and friend Simple by your name, which way have you looked for Master Caius that calls himself Doctor Physic?
Marry, sir, the petty ward, the park ward, every way, old Windsor way, and every way but the town way.
I most vehemently desire you will also look that way.
I will, sir.
He exits. Bless my soul, how full of choler I am, trembling of mind. I shall be glad if he have deceived me. How melancholy I am. I will nog his urinals about his knave's costard when I have good opportunities for the orc. Bless my soul. Sings. To shallow rivers, to whose falls, melodious birds sing madrigals. There will we make our beds of rose, and 1,000 fragrant posies. To shallow, mercy me, I have great disposition to cry. Sings. Melodious birds sing madrigals when I sat in Pabulon, and 1,000 vagrant posies. To shallow rivers who falls, melodious birds sing madrigals. Enter Simple.
Yonder he is, coming this way, Sir Hugh.
He's welcome to shallow rivers whose falls. Heaven prosper the bright. What weapons is he?
No weapon, sir. There comes my master, Master Shallow, and another gentleman from Frogmore over the stile this way.
Pray you, give me my gown, or else keep it in your arms. Enter Page, shallow and slender.
How now, Master Parson? Good morrow, Sir Hugh. Keep a gamester from the dice and a good student from his book, and it is wonderful.
Ah, sweet Anne.
God save you, good Sir Hugh.
God bless you, for his mercy's sake, all of you.
What? The sword and the word? Do you study them both, Master Parson? And youthful still in your doublet and hose this raw rheumatic day?
There is reasons and causes for it.
We are come to you to do a good office, Master Parson.
Very well. What is it?
Yonder is a most reverend gentleman who, belike having received wrong by some person, is at most odds with his own gravity and patience that ever you saw. I've lived fourscore years and upward. I've never heard a man of his place, gravity, and learning so wide of his own respect.
What is he?
I think you know him, Master Dr. Caius, the renowned French physician.
God's will and his passion of my heart, as a light leaf, you would tell me a mess of porridge.
Why?
He is no more knowledge in Hippocrates and Galen, and he is a knave besides, a cowardly knave, as soon as you would desire to be acquainted with all.
I warned you, he is the man to fight with him.
Oh, sweet Aunt Paige.
It appears so by his weapons. Keep them asunder. Here comes Dr. Caius.
Enter host Dr. Caius and Rugby. Caius and Sir Hugh offer to fight.
Nay, good Master Parson, keeping your weapon. So do you, good Master Doctor.
Is Ariel frozen?
I think he's looking for his page.
X. Where are we at?
Act 3, Scene 1.
Ooh.
Line
76.
Boom. Copy. Copy that. Okay. We are Y.
What?
Where are we at?
75.
Disarm them and let them question. Let them keep their limbs whole and hack our English.
Page and Shallow disarm Caius and Sir Hugh.
I pray you, let me speak a word with your ear. Therefore, will you not meet me?
Pray you, use your patience. In good time.
By God, you are the coward, the jackdog, John Ape.
Pray you, let us not be laughing stocks to other men's humours. I desire you in friendship, and I will one way or the other make you amends. By Jishu, I will nog your urinal about your knave's cogscomb.
Diable, Jack Rugby, mine hosted Jartier, have I not stayed for him to kill him? Have I not at the place that I did appoint?
And I am a Christian soul. Now look you, this is the place appointed. I'll be the judgment by mine host of the garter.
Peace! I say Gallia and Gaul of French and Welsh, soul carrier and birdie courier.
Aye, that is very good, excellent.
Peace! I say, my
Ariel, sweetheart? My sweet sunshine?
Did we lose him?
Yeah.
He's a frozen.
If you turn your video off, the audio will be smoother.
Now?
Yeah. Go. Want to go from the top of your monologue?
Of course. Of course. Peace, I say. Hear mine host of the garter, am I a politic? Am I Machiavel? Shall I lose my doctor? No, he gives me the potions and the motions. Shall I lose my parson, my priest, my Sir Hugh? No, he gives me the proverbs and the no verbs. Give me thy hand, terrestrial. So, give me thy hand, celestial. So, boy of art, both I have directed you to wrong places. Your hearts are mighty, your skins are whole, and let burnt sack be the issue. Come, lay their swords to pawn. Follow me, lads of peace. Follow, follow, follow.
Post exits.
For God, mad host. Follow, gentlemen, follow.
Ah, sweet Aunt Paige.
Shallow, Page, and Slender exit.
Do I perceive that? Have you made this sort of us? Haha.
This is well. He has made us his what the hell? Vaulting stock. I desire you that we may be friends, and let us nog our brains together to be revenge on this same skull, scurvy conquering companion, the host of the garter.
By Gar, with all my heart. He promised to bring me where is Aunt Page. By Gar, he deceived me too.
Well, I will smite his noodles. Pray you follow. Sir Hugh, Caius Simple, and Rugby exit. Act 3, Scene 2. Ford, knowing of Falstaff's visit to Mistress Ford, gathers as many men as he can go with him to his house, promising them fine entertainment there. Oh no, Scene 2. Enter Robin, followed by Mistress Page.
Is that me? Is that me? My Page? Am I? Is that me?
I think it's her mom, but you read her last time, so you might as well
Oh,
keep going.
okay.
Yeah.
Nay, keep your way, little gallant. You were wont to be a follower, but now you are a leader. Whether had you rather lead mine eyes, or I your master's heels?
I had rather, forsooth, go before you like a man than follow him like a dwarf.
Oh, you are a flattering boy. Now I see you'll be a courtier.
Enter Ford.
That's so me, right? Well met, Mistress Page. Whither go you? Truly, sir, to see your wife. Is she at home? Aye, and as idle as she may hang together for want of company. I think if your husbands were dead, you two would marry. Be sure of that. 2 other husbands. Where have you this pretty weathercock? I cannot tell what the dickens his name is my husband had him of. What do you call your knight's name, sirrah?
Sir John Falstaff?
Sir John Falstaff. He. I can never hit on's name. There's such a league between my good man and he. Is your wife at home indeed? Indeed she is. By your leave, sir, I am sick till I see her.
Mistress Page and Robin exit.
Oh gosh. Has Page any brains? Have he any eyes? Have he any thinking? Sure they sleep. He hath no use of them. Why, this boy will carry a ladder 20 mile as easy as a cannon will shoot point blank 12 score. He pieces out his wife's inclination. He gives her folly, motion, and advantage. And now she's going to my wife and Falstaff's boy with her. A man may hear this shower sing in the wind, and Falstaff's boy with her. Good plot they are laid, and our revolted wives share damnation together. Well, I will take him, then torture my wife, pluck the borrowed veil of modesty from the so-seeming Mistress Page, divulge Page himself for a secure and willful action, and to these violent proceedings all my neighbors shall cry aim.
A clock strikes.
The clock gives me my cue, and my assurance bids me search. There I shall find Falstaff. I shall be rather praised for this than mocked, for it is as positive as the earth is firm that Falstaff is there. I will go.
Enter Page, Shallow, Slender, Host, Sir Hugh, Evans, Dr. Caius, and Rugby.
Well met.
Master
Well met, Master Ford.
Trust me, a good nod. I have good cheer at home, and I pray you all go with me. I must excuse myself, Master Ford.
And so must I, sir. We have appointed to dine with Mistress Anne, and I would not break with her for more money than I'll speak of.
We have lingered about a match between Aunt Page and my cousin Slender, and this day we shall have our answer.
I hope I have your goodwill, Father Page.
Is this me? This is Ariel. Wait.
You have, Master Slender. I stand fully for you, but my wife, Master Doctor, is for you altogether.
I begar, and the maidest love of me. My nurse quickly told me so much.
What say to young Master Fenton? He capers, he dances, he has eyes of youth, he writes verses, he speaks holiday, he speaks April and May. He will carry it he will carry 'tis in his buttons he will carry not by my consent is of no having. He kept company with the wild prince and poems. He is at too high a region. He knows too much. No, he shall not knit a knot in his fortunes with the finger of my substance. If he take care, let him take her simply. The wealth I have waits on my consent, and my consent goes not that way.
I beseech you, hardly some of you go home with me to dinner. Besides your cheer, you shall have sport. I will show you a monster. Master Doctor, you shall go. So shall you, Master Page, and you, Sir Hugh. Well, very well, we shall have the fair wooing at Master Page's.
Shallow and Slender exit.
Go home, John Rugby. I come anon.
Rugby exits.
Farewell, my hearts. I will to my honest knight Falstaff and drink cannery with him.
He exits.
I think I shall drink in pipe wine first with him. I'll make him dance. Will you go, gentles?
I'm with you to see this monster.
You see this monster?
They exit. Act 3, Scene 3. Mistress Ford and Mistress Page begin their revenge against Falstaff. As Falstaff joins Mistress Ford, Mistress Page enters with news that Ford is approaching. Falstaff climbs into a large laundry basket and is hidden under dirty clothes, and then carried out by servants instructed to throw the basket's contents into the river. As Ford searches in vain for Falstaff, the wives plot further to revenge against both men. Egads. Scene 3, enter Mistress Ford and Mistress Page.
What's John? What's Robert?
Quickly, it's a buck basket.
Enter John and Robert with a large buck basket.
Is that me? Come.
Here's, set it down.
Give your man the charge. We must be brief.
Mary, as I told you before, John and Robert, be ready here, hard by in the brew house, and when I suddenly call you, come forth, and without any pause or staggering, take this basket on your shoulders. That don't trudge with it in all haste, and carry it among the whisters in the datchet made, and they're empty in the muddy ditch close by the Thames side.
You will do it?
I have over and over. They lack no direction. Be gone and come you are.
What?
Be gone and come when you're called.
Come on, you.
Here comes the little Robin.
John and Robert exit.
Here comes little Robin.
Enter Robin.
Mrs. Ford?
With
Mrs. Ford, you're a robot. Mrs. Ford, Mrs. Ford.
I feel like this is the chaos that I expected from this play, but I had no idea in what way it would manifest.
Mrs. Ford, you're a robot. Can you repeat what you just said, Mrs. Ford?
Oh no, my eyes Musket. What news with you?
My master, Sir John, has come in at your back door, Mistress Ford, and requests your company.
You little Jacqueline, have you been true to us?
I'll be sworn. My master knows not of your being here, and hath threatened to put me into everlasting liberty if I tell you of it, for he swears he'll turn me away.
Thou art a good boy. The secrecy of thine shall be a tailor to thee, and shall make thee a new doublet and host. I'll go hide me.
Do so. Go tell thy alone. Mistress Page, remember you your cue.
I warn thee, if I do not act it, hiss me.
She exits.
Go to then. You use this unwholesomeness, humidity, this gross watery pain will teach him to know turtles from jays.
Enter Sir John Falstaff.
I caught thee, my heavenly jewel. Why now let me die, for I have lived long enough. This is the period of my ambition. Oh, this blessed hour.
Oh, sweet Sir John.
Mistress Ford, I cannot talk. I cannot pray to Mistress Ford. Now shall I sin in my wish. I would thy husband were dead. I'll speak it before the best lord. I would make thee my lady.
I, your lady, Sir John. Alas, I should be a pitiful lady.
Let the court of France show me such another. I see how thine eye would emulate the diamond. Thou hast the right arched beauty of the brow that becomes the ship tire, the tire valiant, or any tire of Venetian admittance.
A plain kerchief, Sir John. My brows become nothing else, nor that well neither.
Thou art a tyrant to say so. Thou wouldst make an absolute courtier, and the firm fixture of thy foot would give an excellent motion to thy gait in a semicircled farthingale. I see what thou wert, if fortune thy foe were not, nature thy friend. Come, thou canst not hide it.
Believe me, there's no speaking.
What made me love thee? Let that persuade thee. There's something extraordinary in thee. Come, I cannot cog and say thou art this and that, like a many of these lisping hawthorn buds that come like women in men's apparel and smell like buckler's berry in simple time. I cannot, but I love thee, none but thee, and thou deservest it.
Do not betray me, sir, for I fear you love Mistress Page.
Thou mightst as well say I love to walk by the counter gate, which is as hateful to me as the reek of a lime kiln.
Well, heaven knows how I love you, and you shall one day find it.
Keep in that mind, I'll deserve it.
Nay, I must tell you, so you do, or else I could not be in that mind. Enter Robin.
Mistress Ford, here's Mistress Page at the door, sweating and blowing and looking wildly, and would needs speak with you presently. She shall not see me. I will ensconce me behind the arras.
Pray, you do so. She's a very tattling woman. Falstaff stands behind the arras. Enter Mistress Page. What's the matter? How now?
Oh, Mistress Ford, what have you done? You're ashamed, you're overthrown, you're undone forever.
What's the matter, good Mistress Page?
Oh, well a day, Mistress Ford, having an honest man to your husband to give him such cause of suspicion.
What cause of suspicion?
What cause of suspicion? Out upon you. How am I mistaken you?
Why, alas, what's the matter?
Your husband's coming hither, woman, with all the officers in Windsor to search for a gentleman that he says is here now in the house by your consent to take an ill advantage of his absence. You are undone.
He's not so, I hope.
Pray heaven it be not so that you have such a man here, but 'tis most certain your husband's coming with half Windsor at his heels to search for such a one. I come before to tell you, you know yourself clear. Why, I am glad of it. But if you have a friend here, convey him out. Be not amazed. Call all your senses to you. Defend your reputation, or bid farewell to your good life forever.
What shall I do? There's a gentleman, my dear friend, and I fear not my own shame so much as his peril. I had rather £1,000 he were out of the house.
For shame! Never stand you had rather, and you had rather your husband's here at hand. Bethink you of some conveyance. In the house you cannot hide him. Oh, how have you deceived me? Look, here's a basket. If he be of any reasonable stature, he may creep in here and throw foul linen upon him as if it were going to bucking, or it is whiting time. Send him by your 2 men to Datchet Mead.
He's too big to go in there. What shall I do? Falstaff comes forward.
Let me see it. Oh, let me see it. Ellen, follow your friend's counsel, Ellen.
What? Sir John Falstaff? Are these your letters, knight?
I love thee. Help me away. Let me creep in here. I'll never.
Falstaff goes into the basket. They cover him with dirty clothes.
Help to cover your master, boy. Call your men, Mistress Ford, you dissembling knight.
Robin exits. What? John? Robert? John? Enter John, Robert, and John. Go take up these clothes here quickly. Where's the cowl staff? Look how you tremble. Carry them to the laundress and Datchet maid. Quickly, come. Enter Ford, Page, Dr. Caius, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Pray you, come near. If I suspect without cause, then why then make sport at me? Then let me be your jest. I deserve it. How now? Whither bear you this?
To the laundress, forsooth.
Why? What have you to do? Whither they bear it? You're best meddle with buck-washing.
Buck? I would I could wash myself of the buck. Buck. I Buck. I warn you, Buck. And any of the season too, it shall appear.
Robert and John exit with buck basket.
Gentlemen, I have dreamed tonight. I'll tell you my dream. Here, be my keys. Ascend my chambers. Search, seek, find out. Our warrant will unkennel the fox. Let me stop this way first.
He locks the door.
Now uncape. Should I do that too? Good, Master Ford. Be contented. You wrong yourself too much. True, Master Page. Up, gentlemen. You shall see sporting on. Follow me, gentlemen.
He exits. This is very fantastical humours and jealousies.
By God, 'tis no the fashion of France. It is not jealous in France.
Nay, follow him, gentlemen. See the issue of his search.
Page, Sir Hugh, and Caius exit.
Is there not a double excellency in this?
I know not which pleases me better, that my husband is deceived, or Sir John.
What a taking was he in when your husband asked who was in the basket?
I'm half afraid he would need of washing, so throwing him into the water will do him a benefit.
Hang him, dishonest rascal. I would all of the same strain were in the same distress.
I think my husband hath some special suspicion of Falstaff's being here, for I never saw him so gross in his jealousy until now.
I will lay a plot to try that, and we will yet have more tricks with Falstaff. His dissolute disease will scarce obey this medicine.
Shall we send that foolish carrion mistress quickly to him, and excuse his throwing into the water, and give him another hope, to betray him to another punishment?
We will do it. Let him be sent for tomorrow at 8 o'clock to have amends.
Enter Ford, Page, Dr. Caius, and Sir Hugh.
I cannot find him. Maybe the knave bragged of that he would not compass. Heard you that?
You use me well, Master Ford, do you?
Aye, I do so.
Heaven make you better than your thoughts.
Amen. You do yourself mighty wrong, Master Ford. I must bear it.
If there be anybody in the house, it is in the chambers, in the coffers, in the presses. Heaven forgive my sins at the day of judgment.
Begard, nor I too. There is nobody's.
Fie, Master Ford, are you not ashamed? What spirit, what devil suggests this imagination? I would not have your distemper and this kind for the wealth of Windsor Castle. 'Tis my fault, Master Page. I suffer for it.
You suffer for a bad conscience. Your wife is as honest almonds as I will desires among 5,500 too.
By God, I see 'tis an honest woman.
Well, I promised you a dinner. Come, walk in the park. I pray you pardon me. I will hereafter make known to you why I have done this. Come, wife. Come, Mistress Page, I pray you pardon me. Pray, how do you pardon me?
Mistress Page and Mistress Ford exit.
Let's go in, gentlemen, but trust me, we'll mock him. I do invite you tomorrow morning to my house to breakfast. After we'll a birding together, I'll have a fine hawk for the bush. Shall it be so? Anything.
If there is one, I shall make 2 in the company.
If there be 1 or 2, I shall make it the third.
Pray you go, Master Page.
Forwarding page, exit. I pray you now, remembrance tomorrow on the lousy knave mine host.
That is good, by God, with all my heart.
A lousy knave to have his jibes in his mockeries. They exit. Act 3, scene 4. Attempting to court Anne Page, Fenton is interrupted first by his rival Slender and then by a hostile master and Mistress Page. Scene 4, enter Fenton and Anne Page. I see I cannot get thy father's love. Therefore, no more turn me to him, sweet Nan.
Still me? I'm other page women, am I not? Alas, how then?
Why, thou must be thyself. He doth object I am too great of birth, and that my state being galled with my expense, I seek to heal it only by his wealth. Besides these other bars he laid before me, my riots past, my wild societies, and he tells me 'tis a thing impossible I should love thee but as a property.
Maybe he tells you true.
No, heaven so speed me in my time to come, albeit I will confess thy father's wealth was the first motive that I wooed thee, and yet wooing thee, I found thee more value than stamps in gold or sums in sealed bags, and 'tis the very riches of thyself that now I aim at.
Gentle Master Fenton, yet seek my father's love, still seek it, sir. If opportunity and humblest suit cannot attain it, why then, hark you hither.
They talk aside. Enter Shallow, Slender, and Mistress Quickly.
Break your talk, Mistress Quickly. My kinsman shall speak for himself.
I'll make a shaft or a bolt on it. Slid, 'tis but venturing.
Be not dismayed.
No, she shall not dismay me. I care not for that, but that I am afeard. Hark ye, Master Slender would speak a word with you.
I come to him. This is my father's choice. Oh, what a whirl of vile, ill-favored faults. Looks handsome in 300 pounds a year.
And how does good Master Fenton pray you a word with you?
They talk aside.
She's coming. To her, cuz. Oh boy, thou hast a father.
I had a father. Mistress Anne, my uncle, can tell you good jests of him. Pray you, uncle, tell Mistress Anne the jest how my father stole 2 geese out of a pen. Good uncle.
Mistress Anne, my cousin, loves you.
Aye, that I do, as well as I love any woman in Gloucestershire.
He will maintain you like a gentlewoman.
Aye, that I will. Come cut in long tail under the degree of esquire.
He will make you 150 pounds jointure. Good Master Shallow, let him woo for himself. Mary, I thank you for it. I thank you for that good comfort. He calls you, cuz. I'll leave you.
He steps aside.
Now, Master Slender,
Now, good Mistress Anne.
what is your will?
My will? Odds heartlings, that's a pretty jest indeed. I ain't never made my will yet. I thank heaven, I am not such a sickly creature. I give heaven praise.
I mean, Master Slender, what would you with me?
Truly, for my own part, I would little or nothing with you. Your father and my uncle have made motions, if it be my luck so. If not, happy man be his dole. They can tell you how things go better than I can. You may ask your father.
Enter Page and Mistress Page.
Here he comes.
Now, Master Slender, love him, daughter Anne. Why, how now, what does Master Fenton here? You wrong me, sir, thus still to haunt my house. I told you, sir, my daughter is disposed of.
Nay, Master Page, be not impatient.
Good Master Fenton, come not to my child. She is no match for you.
Sir, will you hear me?
No, good Master Fenton. Come, Master Shallow. Come, son Slender. Come, son Slender, in. Knowing my mind, you wrong me, Master Fenton.
Page, Shallow, and Slender, exit.
Speak to Mistress Page.
What? Mistress Page, For that I love your daughter in such a righteous fashion as I do, perforce against all checks, rebukes, and manners. I must advance the colors of my love and not retire. Let me have your goodwill.
Good mother, do not marry me to yon fool. I mean it not. I seek you a better husband.
That's my master, Master Doctor.
Alas, I had rather be set quick in the earth than and boiled to death with turnips. Come, trouble not yourself. Good Master Fenton, I will not be your friend nor enemy. My daughter will I question how she loves you, and as I find her, so am I affected. Till then, farewell, sir, she must needs to go in. Her father will be angry.
Farewell, gentle mistress. Farewell, man. Mistress Page and Anne exit.
This is my doing now. Nay, said I, will you cast away your child on a fool and a physician? Look on Master Fenton. This is my doing.
I thank thee, and I pray thee once tonight give my sweet Nan this ring. Here's for thy pains. He gives her money and a ring.
Now heaven send me good fortune.
Fenton exits.
A kind heart he hath. A woman would run through fire and water for such a kind heart. But yet I would my master had Mistress Anne, or I would Master Slender had her, or in sooth I would Master Fenton had her. I will do what I can for them all three, for so I have promised, and I will be as good as my word. But speciously for Master Fenton. Speciously for Master Fenton. Well, I must have another errand to Sir John Falstaff from my two mistresses. What a beast am I to slack it.
She exits. Oh no, there's another scene. Act 3, Scene 5. Falstaff agrees to once again visit Mistress Ford and again informs Brooke of his plans. Scene 5, enter Sir John Falstaff.
Bardolph, I say.
Enter Bardolph.
You, sir.
Go fetch me a quart of sack, put a toast in it.
Bardolph exits.
Have I lived to be carried in a basket like a barrow of butcher's offal, and to be thrown in the Thames? Well, if I be served such another trick, I'll have my brains taken out and buttered, and give them to a dog for a New Year's gift. Splud, the rogues slighted me into the river with as little remorse as they would have drowned a blind bitch's puppies, 15 to the litter. And you may know by my size that I have a kind of alacrity in sinking. If the bottom were as deep as hell, I should down. I had been drowned, but that the shore was shelvy and shallow, a death that I abhor. For the water swells a man, and what a thing should I have been when I had been swelled. By the Lord, I should have been a mountain of mummy.
Enter Bardolph with cups of sack.
Here's Mistress quickly, sir, to speak with you.
Come, let me pour in some sack to the Thames water, for my belly's as cold as if I had swallowed snowballs for pills to cool the rains.
He drinks.
Call her in.
Come in, woman.
Enter Mistress Quickly.
By your leave, I cry you mercy. Give your worship good morrow.
Take away these chalices. Go brew me a pot of sack finely.
With eggs, sir?
Simple of itself. I'll no pullet sperm in my brewage.
Bardolph exits.
How now?
Nary, sir, I come to your worship from Mistress Ford.
Mistress Ford? I have had Ford enough. I was thrown into the Ford. I have my belly full of Ford.
Alas, the good day, good heart. That was not her fault. She does not take on with her men. They mistook their erection.
So did I mine, to build upon a foolish woman's promise.
Well, she laments, sir, for it, that it would yearn your heart to see it. Her husband goes this morning a-birding. She desires you once more to come to her, between 8 and 9. I must carry her word quickly. She'll make you amends, I warrant you.
Well, I will visit her, tell her so, and bid her think what a man is. Let her consider his frailty, and then judge of my merit.
I will tell her.
Do so. Between 9 and 10, sayest thou?
8 and 9, sir.
Well, begone. I will not miss her.
Peace be with you, sir.
Mistress Quickly exits.
I marvel I hear not of Master Brooke. He sent me word to stay within. I like his money well.
Enter Ford disguised as Brooke.
Oh, here he comes.
God bless you, sir.
Now, Master Brooke, you come to know what hath passed between me and Ford's wife.
That indeed, Sir John, is my business.
Master Brooke, I will not lie to you. I was at her house the hour she appointed me.
And spat you, sir?
Very ill-favoredly, Master Brooke.
How so, sir? Did she change her determination?
No, Master Brooke, but the Peking Cornuto, her husband, Master Brooke, dwelling in a continual alarm of jealousy, comes me in the instant of our encounter, after we had embraced, kissed, protested, and, as it were, spoke the prologue of our comedy, and at his heels a rabble of his companions, thither provoked and instigated by his distemper, and, forsooth, to search his house for his wife's love.
What? While you were there?
While I was there.
And did he search for you and could not find you?
You shall hear. As good luck would have it, comes in one mistress. Good luck would have it, comes in one Mistress Page, gives intelligence of Ford's approach, and in her invention and Ford's wife's distraction, they conveyed me into a buck basket.
A buck basket?
By the Lord, a buck basket. Rammed me with foul shirts and smocks, socks, foul stockings, greasy napkins, that Master Brooke there was the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril.
And how long lay you there?
Nay, you shall hear, Master Brooke, what I have suffered to bring this woman to evil for your good. Being thus crammed in the basket, a couple of Ford's knaves, his hinds, were called forth by their mistress to carry me in the name of foul clothes to Datchet Lane. They took me on their shoulders, met their jealous knave and their master in the door, who asked them once or twice what they had in their basket. I quaked for fear lest the lunatic knave would have searched it, but fate, ordaining he should be a cuckold, held his hand. Well, on went he for a search, and away went I for foul clothes. But mark the sequel, Master Brooke. I suffered the pangs of 3 several deaths. First, an intolerable fright to be detected with a jealous rotten bellwether. Next, to be compassed like a good bilbo in the circumference of a peg, hilt to point, heel to head, and then to be stopped in like a strong distillation with stinking clothes that fretted in their own grease. Think of that, a man of my kidney, think of that am as subject to heat as butter, a man of continual dissolution and thaw. It was a miracle to escape suffocation. And in the height of this bath, when I was more than half stewed in grease like a Dutch dish, to be thrown into the Thames and cooled, glowing hot, in that surge like a horseshoe. Think of that, hissing hot. Think of that, Master Brooke.
In good sadness, sir, I am sorry that for my sake you have suffered all this. My suit, then, is desperate. You undertake her no more?
Master Brooke, I will be thrown into Etna, as I have been into Thames, ere I will leave her thus. Her husband is this morning gone a-birding. I have received from her another embassy of meeting. 'Twixt 8 and 9 is the hour, Master Brooke.
'Tis past 8 already, sir.
Is it? I will then address me to my appointment. Come to me at your convenient leisure, and you shall know how I speed. At the conclusion shall be crowned with your enjoying her. Adieu. You shall have her, Master Brooke. Master Brooke, you shall cuckold Ford.
Falstaff exits.
Ha! Is this a vision? Is this a dream? Do I sleep? Master Ford, awake! Awake, Master Ford! There's a hole made in your best coat, Master Ford. This just to be married. This just to have linen and buck baskets. Well, I will proclaim myself what I am. I will now take the leecher. He is at my house. He cannot escape me. This is impossible. He should. He cannot creep into a halfpenny purse or into a pepper box, but lest the devil that guides him should aid him, I will search impossible places. Though what I am, I cannot avoid yet to be what I would not, shall not make me tame. If I have horns to make one mad, let the proverb go with me. I'll be horn mad.
He exits. Act 4, Scene 1. William, oh no, the young son of Master and Mistress Page is briefly tested on his lead. By me, Sir Hugh.
What the fuck is this scene?
I don't know.
Why is this here?
Scene 1, enter Mistress Page, Mistress Quickly, and William.
Is he at Master Force already, thinkst thou?
Sorry. No,
Sure he is by this, or will be presently, but truly he is very courageous mad about his throwing into the water. Mistress Ford desires you to come suddenly.
I'll be with her I'll be with her by and by. I'll but bring my young man here to school.
Enter Sir Hugh Evans.
Look where his master comes. 'Tis a playing day, I see. How now, Sir Hugh? No school today?
No, Master Slenders, let the boys leave to play.
Blessings of his heart.
Sir Hugh, my husband says my son profits nothing in the world at his book. I pray you ask him some questions in his excellence.
Come hither, William. Hold your head up, come.
Come on, sirrah. Hold your head up. Answer your master. Be not afraid.
William, how many numbers in nouns? 2.
Really, I thought there had been one number more because they say odds now.
Peace your tattlings. What is fair, William? Polycats.
Polycats? There are fairer things than polycats, sure.
You are simplicity, woman. I pray you, peace. What is lapis, William? Stone. And what is a stone, William? A pebble. No, it is lapis. I pray you remember in your brain. Lapis. That is good, William. What is he, William, that does lend articles? Articles are barred from the pronoun and be thus declined. Singularitor, nominativo, hic, hac, hoc. Nominativo, hig, heg, hog. Pray you, Mark. Genitivo, huis. Well, what is your accusative case? Accusativo, hink. I pray you have your remembrance, child. Accusativo, hung, hang, hog.
Hang hog is Latin for bacon, I warned you.
Leave your rebels, woman. It is. What is the full vocative case, William? Oh, vocativo. Oh, remember, William. Vocative is cat.
And that's a good root.
Woman, forbear.
Peace.
What is your genitive case plural, William? Genitive case. Genitive. Horum, harum, horum.
Vengeance of Ginny's case, fie on her. Never name her child, for she be a whore.
For shame, woman.
You do else teach the child such words. He teaches him to hic and which they'll do fast enough of themselves, and to call whorum? Why you?
Woman, up thou lunatics! Hast thou no understandings? For thy case and the numbers of the genders, thou art a foolish Christian creatures as I would desire.
Prithee, hold thy peace.
Show me now, William, some declensions of your pronouns. Forsooth, I have forgot. It is qui, que, quod. If you forget your quis, your quays, and your quads, you must be breeches. Go your ways and play, go.
He is a better scholar than I thought he was.
He is a good brag memory. Farewell, Mistress Page.
Adieu, good Sir Hugh. Get you home, boy. Come, we stayed too long.
They exit. Act 4, Scene 2. Visiting Mistress Ford. Falstaff is again interrupted by Mistress Page, again with news of Ford's threatening approach. This time, the women effect Falstaff's escape by dressing him as an old woman, hated by Ford. This disguise gains Falstaff a beating from Ford. Scene 2, enter Sir John Falstaff and Mistress Ford.
Mistress Ford, your sorrow hath eaten up my sufferance. I see you are obsequious in your love, and I profess requital to a hair's breadth, not only Mistress Ford, in the simple office of love, but in all accoutrement, compliment, and ceremony of it. But are you sure of your husband now?
He's a birding, sweet John.
What ho, Gossip Ford, what ho?
Step into the chamber, Sir John. Falstaff exits. Enter Mistress Page.
How now, sweetheart? Who is at home besides yourself?
Why, none but mine own people.
Indeed?
No, certainly. Speak louder.
Truly, I am so glad you have nobody here.
Why?
Why, woman, your husband is at his own loons again. He so takes on yonder with my husband, so rails against all married mankind, so curses all Eve's daughters of what complexion soever, so he buffets himself on the forehead, crying, peer out, that any madness I ever yet beheld seemed but tameness, civility, and patience to this his distemper he is in now. I am glad the fat knight is not here.
Why? Does he talk of him?
Oh, of none but him, and swears he was carried out the last time he searched for him in a basket. Protests to my husband he is now here, and has drawn him and the rest of their company from this morn to make another experiment of his suspicion. But I'm glad the knight is not here. Now he shall see his own foolery.
How near is he, Mistress Page?
Hard by at street end he will be here anon.
I am undone. The knight is here.
Why then, you're ardently shamed, and he's but a dead man. What a woman are you? Away with him! Away with him! Better shame than murder.
Which way should he go? How should I bestow him? Shall I put him into the basket again? Enter Sir John Falstaff.
No, I'll come no more in the basket. May I not go out ere he come?
Alas, 3 of Master Ford's brother watched the door with pistols, that none shall issue out. Otherwise you might slip away ere he came, but what make you here?
What shall I do? I'll creep up into the chimney.
There they always
sorry.
always use to discharge their birding pieces.
Creep into the kiln hole.
Where is it?
He will seek there, on my word, neither press, coffer, chest, trunk, well, though, but he hath an abstract for the remembrance of such places, and goes to them by his note. There is no hiding you in the house.
I'll go out then.
If you go out in your own semblance, you die, Sir John. Unless you go out disguised.
How might we disguise him?
Alas, the day I know not. There's no woman's gown big enough for him. Otherwise he might put on a hat, a muffler, and a kerchief, and so escape.
Good hearts devise something, any extremity rather than a mischief.
My maid's aunt, the fat woman of Brentford, has a gown above.
On my word, it will serve him. She's as big as he is, and there's her thrummed hat and her muffler too. Run up, Sir John.
Go, sweet John. Mistress Page and I will look for some linen for your head.
Quick, we'll come dress you straight. Put on the gown while the while.
Falstaff exits. I would my husband would meet him in this shape. He cannot abide the old woman of Brentford. He swears she's a witch, forbade her from my house, and he hath threatened to beat her.
Heaven guide him to thy husband's cudgel, and the devil guide his cudgel afterwards.
But is my husband coming?
Aye, in good sadness is he, and talks of the basket too, howsoever he hath he had intelligence.
We'll try for that. I'll appoint my men to carry the basket again, to meet him at the door with it as they did last time.
Nay, but he'll be here presently. Let's go dress him like the witch of Bradford.
I'll first direct my men what they shall do with the basket. Go up, I'll bring linen for him straight. She exits.
Hang him, this honest varlet. We cannot misuse him enough. We'll leave a proof by that which we will by that which we will do. Wives may be merry and yet honest too. We do not act that often, just and laugh. This old but true. Still swine eats all the draff.
She exits. Enter Mistress Ford and Robert and John, who bring the buck basket. Go, sirs, take the basket again on your shoulders. Your master is hard at door. If he bids you set it down, obey him. Quickly, dispatch. She exits.
Come, take it up. Pray heaven it be not full of night again. I hope not. I had leave as bear so much lead.
They pick up the basket. Enter Ford, Page, Dr. Caius, Sir John, Sir Hugh Evans, and Shallow.
Aye. But if it prove true, Master Page, have you any way then to unfool me again? Set down the basket, villain. They put the basket down. Somebody call my wife. Youth in the basket. Oh, you penderly rascals. There's a knot, a gang, a pack, a conspiracy against me. Now shall the devil be shamed. What, wife, I say? Come forth. Behold what honest clothes you send forth to bleaching. Why, these passes, Master Ford, you are not to go loose any longer. You must be pinioned.
Why, this is lunatics. It is mad as mad. It is mad as a mad dog.
Indeed, Master Ford, this is not well indeed. So say I too, sir.
Enter Mistress Ford.
Come hither, Mistress Ford. Mistress Ford, the honest woman, the modest wife, the virtuous creature, the ice cream truck, the jealous fool to a husband, I suspect without cause.
Did the ice cream truck freeze him?
It took him out.
This has been a wild, wild ride.
Getting run by ice cream truck.
You're back.
Okay. Well said, brazen face. Hold out. Come forth, sirrah. These passes.
I'm going to go back a little bit. Heaven be my witness, you do, if you suspect me of any dishonesty.
Well said, brazen face. Hold it out. Come forth, sirrah.
He pulls clothes out of the basket.
These passes.
Are you not ashamed? Let the clothes alone.
I'll find you anon.
'Tis unreasonable. Will you take up your wife's clothes? Come away.
Empty the basket, I say.
Why, man? Why?
Master Page, as I'm a man, there was one conveyed out of my house yesterday in this basket. Why may not he be there again? In my house, I am sure he is. My intelligence is true. My jealousy is reasonable. Pluck me out all the linen.
If you find a man there, he shall die a flea's death. Robert and John empty the basket.
There's no man. By my fidelity, this is not well, Master Ford. This wrongs you.
Master Ford, you must pray and not follow the imaginations of your own heart. This is jealousies.
Well, he's not here I seek for. No, nor where else but in your brain. Help search my house this time. If I find not what I seek, show no color from my extremity. Let me forever be your table sport. Let them say of me, as jealous as Fort, that searched a hollow walnut for his wife's lemon. Satisfy me once more search with me.
Robert and John refill the basket and carry it off. What, ho, Mistress Page, come you and the old woman down. My husband will come into the chamber.
Old woman? What old woman's that?
Why, it is my maid's aunt of Brentford.
A witch, a queen, an old cousining queen. Have I not forbid her in my house? She comes of errands, does she? We are simple men. We do not know what's brought to pass under the profession of fortune-telling. She works by charms, by spell, by figure, and such daubery as this is beyond our element. We know nothing. Come down, witch, you hag, you. Come down, I say.
Ford seizes a cudgel. Nay, good sweet husband, good gentleman, let him not strike the old woman. Enter Mistress Page and Sir John Falstaff disguised as an old woman.
Come, Mother Pratt, come, give me your hand. I'll prat her. Out of my door, you witch, you rack, you baggage, you polecat, you runnion. Out, I'll conjure you, I'll fortune tell you.
Falstaff exits.
Are you not ashamed? I think you have killed the poor woman.
Nay, he will do it. 'Tis a goodly credit for you.
Hang her, witch.
By yea and no, I'll think the woman is a witch indeed. Like not when a woman has a great beard. I spy a great beard under her muffler.
Will you follow, gentlemen? I beseech you, follow. See but the issue of my jealousy. If I cried out thus upon no trail, never trust me when I open again. Let's obey his humor a little further. Come, gentlemen.
Ford, Page, Caius, Sir Hugh, and Shallow exit.
Trust me, he beat him most pitifully.
Nay, by the mass, that he did not. He beat him most unpitifully, methought.
I'll have the cudgel hollowed and hung over the altar, It has done meritorious service.
Well, thank you. May we, with the good warrant of womanhood and the witness of a good conscience, pursue him any further revenge?
The spirit of wantonness is sure scared out of him. If the devil have him not in fee simple, with fine and recovery, he will never, I think, in the way of waste attempt us again.
Shall we tell our husbands what we have served him?
Yes, by all means. If it be but to scrape the figures out of your husband's brains, if they can find their hearts, the poor and virtuous fat knight shall be any further afflicted, we too will be their ministers.
I'll warrant they have him publicly shamed, and methinks there would be no period to the jest should he not be publicly shamed.
Come to the forge with it, then shape it. I would not have things cool.
They exit. Act 4, Scene 3. Some Germans want to hire the host's horses.
What?
Scene 3. Enter host and Bardolph.
Sir, the Germans desire to have 3 of your horses. The Duke himself will be tomorrow at court, and they are going to meet him.
What Duke should come that he comes so secretly? I hear not of him at the court. Let me speak with the gentlemen. They speak English?
Aye, sir, I'll call them to you.
They shall have my horses, but I'll make them pay. I'll sauce them. They have had my house a week at command. I have turned away my other guests. They must come off. I'll sauce them. Come. They exit. Act 4, Scene 4. Mistress Page and Mistress Ford, having fully disclosed their dealings with Falstaff to their husbands, conspire with them to humiliate Falstaff publicly that night in Windsor Forest. Master and Mistress Page each plan to take advantage of the occasion to marry their daughter to the suitor of their choice. Scene 4. Enter Page, Ford, Mistress Page, Mistress Ford, and Sir Hugh Evans. 'Tis one of the best discretions of a woman that ever I did look upon.
And did he send you both these letters at an instant? Within a quarter of an hour. Pardon me, wife. Henceforth do what thou wilt. I rather will suspect the son with cold than thee with wantonness. Now doth thy honor stand in him that was of late an heretic, as firm as faith. 'Tis well, no more. Be not as extreme in submission as in offense, but let your plot go forward. Let our wives yet once again to make as public sport appoint a meeting with this old fat fellow where we may take him and disgrace him for it. There's no better way than that they spoke of. How, to send him word they'll meet him in the park at midnight? Fie, he'll never come.
You say he has been thrown in the rivers and has been grievously beaten as an old woman. Methinks there should be terrors in him that he should not come. Methinks his flesh is punished. He shall have no desires.
So think I too.
Devise how you'll use him when he comes, and let us devise to bring him hither.
There is an old tale goes that Herne the hunter, sometime a keeper here in Windsor forest, doth all the winter time at still midnight walk round about an oak with great ragged horns, and there he blasts the tree and takes the cattle and makes milch keen yield blood that shakes a chain in a most hideous and dreadful manner. You have heard of such a spirit, and well you know the superstitious idle-headed ill received and did deliver to our age this tale of Erne the hunter for a truth. Why, yet there want not many that would do fear in deep of night to walk by this Herne's oak. But what of this?
Mary, this is our device, that Falstaff at that oak shall meet with us.
Well, let it not be doubted but he'll come, and in this shape you have brought him thither. What shall be done with him? What is your plot? That likewise have we thought upon, and thus Nan Page, my daughter, and my little son, and 3 or 4 more of their growth will dress like urchins, elves, and fairies, green and white, with rounds of waxen tapers on their head and rattles in their hands. Upon a sudden, as Falstaff, she and I were newly met, let them from forth a saw-pit rush at once with some diffused song. Upon their sight, we too in great amazedness will fly. Then let them all encircle him about, and fairy-like to pinch the unclean knight and ask him why that hour of fairy revel in their so sacred path that he desires to tread in shape profane. Until he tell the truth, let the supposed fairies pinch him sound and burn him with the tapers. The truth be known, we'll all present ourselves this horn the spirit and mock him home to Windsor. The children must be practiced well to this, or they'll never do it.
I will teach the children their behaviors, and I will be like to a jackanapes also to burn the night with my taper.
That will be excellent. I'll go buy them wizards. My Nan shall be the queen of all the fairies, finely attired in a robe of white. That silk will I go buy, and in that time shall Master Slender steal my Nan away and marry her at Eton. Go, send to Falstaff straight. Nay, out to him again in the name of Brooke. He'll tell me all his purpose. Sure he'll come. Fear not you that. Go get us properties and tricking for our fairies.
Let us about it. It is admirable pleasures and very honest knaveries. Page Ford and Sir Hugh exit.
Go, Mistress Ford, send quickly to Sir John to know his mind.
Mistress Ford exits.
I'll to the doctor, he hath my good will, and none but he to marry with Nan Page. That Slender, though well landed, is an idiot, and he my husband best of all effects. The doctor is well moneyed, and his friends potent at court. None but he shall have her, though 20,000 worthier come to crave her.
She exits. Act 4, Scene 5. The host learns that his horses have been stolen. Mistress quickly approaches Falstaff with another invitation, this time to meet Mistress Ford and Mistress Page. Both of them. Scene 5. Enter host and Simple. What wouldst thou have, boor? What thick skin? Speak, breathe, discuss, brief, short, quick, snap.
Marry, sir, I come to speak with Sir John Falstaff from Master Slender.
There's his chamber, his house, his castle, his standing bed and truckle bed. 'Tis painted about with the story of the prodigal. Fresh and new, go, knock and call. He'll speak like the anthropophagian. Anthropophagian. Unto thee, knock, I say.
There's an old woman, a fat woman, gone up into his chamber. I'll be so bold as stay, sir, till she come down. I come to speak with her, indeed.
Ha! A fat woman! That knight may be robbed, I'll call. Bully knight, Sir John, speak from thy lungs military. Art thou there? Is it thine? It is thine host. Thine Ephesians calls.
How now, mine host?
There's a Bohemian Tartar tarries the coming down of thy fat woman. Let her descend, bully, let her descend. My chambers are honorable. Fie. Privacy? Fie. Enter Sir John Falstaff.
There was, mine host, an old fat woman even now with me, but she's gone. Pray you, sir, was it not the wise woman of Brentford? Ay, marry, sir. Ay, marry, was it Musselshell? What would you with her? My master, sir, my master Slender sent to her, seeing her go through the streets, to know, sir, whether one dim, sir, that beguiled him of the chain, had the chain or no. I speak with the old woman about it, and what says she, I pray, sir? Marry, she says that the very same man that beguiled Master Slender of his chain cozened him of it. I would I could have spoken with the woman herself. I had other things to have spoken with her too from him. What are they? Let us know.
Aye, come, quick.
I may not conceal them, sir.
Conceal them, or thou diest.
Why, sir, they were nothing but about Mistress Anne Page, to know if it were my master's fortune to have her or no. 'Tis his fortune. What, sir? To have her or no. Go, say the woman told me so. May I be bold to say so, sir? I, sir, like who more bold? I thank your worship. I shall make my master glad with these tidings.
He exits. Thou art clerkly, Sir John. Was there a wise woman with thee?
Aye, that there was, mine host, one that hath taught me more wit than ever I learned before in my life. And I paid nothing for it neither, but was paid for my learning.
Enter Bardolph.
Out, alas, sir, cozenage, beer cozenage.
Where be my horses? Speak well of them, varletto.
Run away with the Caldoners, for so soon as I came upon Eton, they threw me off from behind one of them in the slough of mere and set spurs and away like 3 German devils, 3 Dr. Faustus's.
They are gone but to meet the Duke, villain. Do not say they be fled. Germans are honest men. Enter Sir Hugh Evans. Where is mine host? What's the matter, sir? Have a care of your entertainments. There's a friend of mine comes to town to tell me there's 3 cousin Germans that has cozened all the hosts of Reading, of Maidenhead, of Colnbrook, of horses and money. I tell you for your goodwill, look you are wise and full of jibes and vaulting and vluting stocks. And 'tis not convenient that you should be cozened. Fare you well. He exits. Enter Dr. Caius.
There is mine host the Jartier.
Here, Master Doctor, in perplexity and doubtful dilemma.
I cannot tell what is that, but it is telling me that you make a grand preparation for a Duke de Gemini. By my troth, there is no Duke that the court is no to come. I tell you for goodwill. Adieu.
He exits. Hue and cry, villain, go, assist me. Knight, I am undone, fly, run, hue and cry, villain, I am undone. Host and Bardolph exit.
I would all the world might be cozened, for I have been cozened and beaten too. If it should come to the ear of the court how I have been transformed, and how my transformation hath been washed and cudgeled, they would melt me out of my fat drop by drop, and liquor fishermen's boots with me. I warrant they would whip me with their fine wits till I were as crestfallen as a dried pear. I never prospered since I forswore myself at Premio. Well, if my wind were but long enough, I would repent.
Enter Mistress quickly.
Now, whence come you?
From the 2 parties, forsooth.
The devil take one party, and his dam the other, and so they shall be both bestowed. I have suffered more for their sakes, more than the villainous inconsistency of man's disposition is able to bear.
And have not they suffered? Yes, I warrant speciously one of them. Mistress Ford Good Heart is beaten black and blue that you cannot see a white spot on her.
What tellest thou me of black and blue? I was beaten myself into all the colors of the rainbow, and I was like to be apprehended for the witch of Brentford. But that my admirable dexterity of wit, my counterfeiting the action of an old woman, delivered me, the knave constable had set me in the common stocks for a witch.
Sir, let me speak with you in your chamber. You shall hear how things go, and I warrant to your content. Here's a letter will say somewhat.
She gives him a paper.
Good hearts, what ado here is to bring you together. Sure, one of you does not serve heaven well, that you are so crossed.
Come up into my chamber.
They exit. Act 4, Scene 6. Loads slowly. The host is asked to arrange for a vicar to marry Anne to Fenton that night. Scene 6. Enter Fenton and host. Oh, goodness. Master Fenton, talk not to me. My mind is heavy. I will give over all. Yet hear me speak. Assist me in my purpose. And as that I am a gentleman, I'll give thee 100 pounds in gold more for your loss. I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will, at the least, keep your counsel. From time to time I have acquainted you with the dear love that I bear to Anne Page, who mutually hath answered my affection, so far forth as herself might be her chooser. Even to my wish I have a letter from her, of such contents as you will wonder at, the mirth whereof so larded with my matter, that neither singly can be manifested without the show of both. Fat Falstaff hath a great scene, the image of the jest. I'll show you here. He shows the host a paper. Hark, good mine host, tonight at Herne's Oak, just twixt 12 and 1, must my sweet Nan present the fairy queen, the purposed wise here, in which disguise, while other jests are something rank afoot, her father hath commanded her to slip away with Slender, and with him at Eden immediately to marry. She hath consented. Now, sir, her mother, ever strong against that match, and firm for Dr. Caius, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle her away, while other sports are tasking of their minds, and that the deanery where a priest attends straight marry her to this her mother's plot. She, seemingly obedient, likewise hath made promise to the doctor. Now thus it rests. Her father means she shall be all in white, and in that habit when Slender sees his time to take her by the hand and bid her go, she shall go with him. Her mother hath intended the better to denote her to the doctor, for they must all be masked and visored, that quaint in green she shall be loose and robed, with ribbons pendant flaring about her head, and when the doctor spies his vantage ripe, to pinch her by the hand, and on that token the maid hath given consent with him to go. Which means she to deceive her father and mother. Both, my good host, to go along with me, and here it rests that you'll procure the vicar to stay for me at church twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying, give our hearts an united ceremony. Well, husband, your device, alter the vicar, bring you the maid, you shall not lack a priest. So shall I evermore be bound to thee. Besides, I'll make a present recompense. They exit. Act 5, finally, Scene 1. Falstaff, having agreed to meet Mistress Page and Mistress Ford, promises success to Brooke. Scene 1. Enter Sir John Falstaff and Mistress Quickly.
Prithee, no more prattling. Go, I'll hold. This is the third time. I hope good luck lies in odd numbers. Away, go. They say there is divinity in odd numbers, either in nativity, chance, or death. Away.
I'll provide you a chain, and I'll do what I can to get to a pair of horns.
Away, I say. Time wears. Hold up your head and mince.
Mistress Quickly exits. Enter Ford disguised as Brooke.
How now, Master Brooke? Master Brooke, the matter will be known tonight or never. Be you in the park about midnight at Hearn's Oak, and you shall see wonders.
Went you not to her yesterday, sir, as you told me you had appointed?
I went to her, Master Brooke, as you see, like a poor old man, but I came from her, Master Brooke, like a poor old woman. That same knave Ford, her husband, hath the finest mad devil of jealousy in him, Master Brooke, that ever governed frenzy. I will tell you, he beat me grievously, in the shape of a woman, for in the shape of a man, Master Brooke, I fear not Goliath with the weaver's beam, because I know also life is a shuttle. I am in haste. Go along with me. I'll tell you all, Master Brooke. Since I plucked geese, played truant, and whipped chop, I know not what 'twas to be beaten till lately. Follow me. I'll tell you strange things of this knave Ford, on whom tonight I will be revenged, and I will deliver his wife into your hand. Follow. Strange things in hand, Master Brooke. Follow.
They exit. Act 5, Scene 2. Slender prepares to elope with Anne Page. Scene 2. Enter Page, Shallow, and Slender.
Come, come, we'll couch in the castle ditch till we see the light of our fairies. Remember, son Slender,
forsooth, I have spoke with her, and we have a nay word how to know one another. I come to her in white and cry mum, and she cries budget, and by that we know one another.
That's good too, but what needs either your mom or her budget? The white will decipher her well enough. It has struck 10 o'clock. The night is dark, light and spirits will become it well. Heaven is prosper our sport. No man means the evil but the devil, and we shall know him by his horns. That's the way. Follow me.
They exit. Act 5, Scene 3. Dr. Caius waits to elope with Anne Page. Mistress Page and Mistress Ford follow their plan to torment Falstaff. Enter Mistress Page, Mistress Ford, and Dr. Caius.
Master Doctor, my daughter is in green. When you see your time, take her by the hand, away with her to the deanery, and dispatch it quickly. Go before into the park. We two must go together.
I know what I have to do. Adieu.
Very well, sir.
Caius exits.
My husband will not rejoice so much at the abuse of Falstaff as he will chafe at the doctor's marrying my daughter. But 'tis no matter. Better a little chiding than a great deal of heartbreak.
Where is Nan now and her troop of fairies and the Welsh devil Hugh?
They are all couched in a pit hard by Hearn's Oak with obscured lights, which at the very instant of Falstaff and our meeting, they will at once display till the night.
That cannot choose but to amaze him.
If he be not amazed, he will be mocked. If he be amazed, he will every way be mocked.
We'll betray him finally.
Against such lewdsters and their lechery, those that betray them do no treachery.
The hour draws on. To the oak. They exit. Act 5, Scene 4. Sir Hugh and the fairies approach. Enter Sir Hugh Evans and the boys disguised like him as fairies. Trib, fairies, come and remember your parts. Be bold, I pray you. Follow me into the pit, and when I give the watch words, do as I bid. You come, Trib. They exit. Act 5, Scene 5. Falstaff is tormented by the fairies and then publicly humiliated. Slender and Dr. Caius enter and turn to report that each has been deceived into eloping with a disguised boy instead of Anne Page. Finally, Fenton and Anne Page enter. Married! Fenton and Falstaff are forgiven, and the party moves to the home of Master and Mistress Page. Scene 5, enter Sir John Falstaff wearing a buck's head.
The Windsor bell hath struck 12. The minute draws on. Now, the hot-blooded gods assist me. Remember, Jove, thou wast a bull for thy Europa, love set on thy horns. O powerful love, that in some respects makes a beast a man, in some other a man a beast. You were also Jupiter, a swan for the love of Leda. O omnipotent love, how near the god drew to the complexion of a goose. A fault done first in the form of a beast. O Jove, a beastly fault. And then another fault in semblance of a fowl. Think on it, Jove, a foul fault. When gods have hot backs, what shall poor men do? For me, I am here a Windsor stag, and the fattest, I think, in the forest. Send me a cool rut time, Jove, or who can blame me to piss my tallow?
Enter Mistress Page and Mistress Ford.
Who comes here, my doe?
Sir John, art thou there, my dear, my male dear?
My doe with the black scut, let thy sky rain potatoes, let it thunder to the tune of green sleeves, hail-kissing comfits, and snow goes. Let there come a tempest of provocation, I will shelter me here.
He embraces her. Mistress Page is come with me, sweetheart.
Divide me like a bribed buck, each a haunch. I will keep my sides to myself, my shoulders for the fellow of this walk, and my horns I bequeath your husbands. Am I a woodman, huh? Speak I like Herne the hunter? Why now is Cupid a child of conscience? He makes restitution. As I am a true spirit, welcome.
A noise of horns within.
Alas, what noise?
Heaven forgive our sins.
What should this be?
Away, away!
The two women will run off.
I think the devil will not have me damned, lest the oil that's in me should set hell on fire. He would never else cross me thus.
Enter Mistress quickly, pistol, Sir Hugh Evans, 1 unit, Anne Page, and boys all disguised as fairies and carrying tapers.
Fairies black, gray, green, and white, you moonshine revelers and shades of night, you orphan heirs of fixed destiny, attend your office and your quality. Crier hobgoblin, make the fairy oyers.
Elves, list your names. Silence, ye airy toys. Cricket, to the Windsor chimneys shalt thou leap, where fires thou findest unraked and hearthstones swept. There pinch the maids as blue as bilberry. Our radiant queen hates sluts and sluttery.
They are fairies. He that speaks to them shall die. I'll wink and couch. No man their works must die.
He crouches and covers his eye. Where's the bead? Go you and find you a maid that ere she sleep has thrice her prayer said. Raise up the organs of her fantasy. Sleep she as sound as careless infancy. But those who sleep and think not of on their sins, pinch them, arms, legs, back, shoulders, sides, and shins.
About, search Windsor Castle, elves within and out. Strew good luck oaths on every sacred room, that it may stand till the perpetual doom, in state as wholesome as in state 'tis fit, worthy the owner and the owner it. The several chairs of order look you scour with juice of balm and every precious flower, each fair installment, coat, and several crests with loyal blazon evermore be blessed. The nightly meadow fairies look you sing like to the garter's compass in a ring. The expressure that it bears, green let it be, more fertile fresh than all the field to see. And honisoki mali pense, right in emerald tufts, flowers purple, blue, and white, like sapphire, pearl, and rich embroidery, buckled below fair knighthood's bending knee. Fairies use flowers for their charactery. Away, disperse! But till 'tis 1 o'clock, our dance of custom round about the oak of Herne the hunter, let us not forget.
Pray you, look hand in hand yourselves in order set, and 20 glowworms shall our lanterns be to guide our measure round the tree. But stay, I smell a man of Middle Earth.
Heavens defend me from that Welsh fairy, lest he transform me to a piece of cheese.
Thou worm, thou hast o'erlooked even thy birth.
With trial fire, touch me his finger end. If he be chaste, the flowers will back descend and turn him to no pain. But if he start, it is the flesh of a corrupted heart.
Trial, come. Come, in this wood take fire. Sir Hugh puts a taper to Falstaff's finger, and he starts.
Oh!
Corrupt and tainted in desire. About him, fairies, sing a scornful rhyme, and as you trip, still pinch him to your time. Here they pinch him and sing about him, and Dr. Caius comes one way and steals away a boy in white. And Slender comes another way. He takes a boy in green, and Fenton steals mistress and page.
Fie on sinful fantasy, fie on lust and luxury. Lust is but a bloody fire, kindled with unchaste desire, fed in hearts whom flames aspire, as thoughts do bow them higher and higher. Pinch them, fairies, mutually, pinch him for his villainy. Pinch him and burn and turn him about, till candles and starlight and moonshine be out. A noise of hunting is made within, and all fairies run away from Falstaff, who pulls off his buck's head and rises up. Enter page, mistress, Ford, and Ford.
Nay, do not fly. I think we have watched you now. Will none but earn the hunter serve your turn? I pray you come, hold up the jest no higher. Now, good Sir John, how like you Windsor wives?
She points to the horns.
See you these, husband? Do not these fair yokes become the forest better than the town? Now, sir, who's a cuckold now? Master Brooke, Falstaff's a knave, a chuckly knave. Here are his horns, Master Brooke. And Master Brooke, he had enjoyed nothing of forts but his basket, his cudgel, and 20 pounds of money, which must be paid to Master Brooke. His horses are rested for it, Master Brooke.
Sir John, we have had ill luck. We could never meet. I will never take you for my love again, but I will always count you my dear.
I do begin to perceive that I am made an ass.
Aye, and an ox too. Both the proofs are extant.
And these are not fairies. I was 3 or 4 times in the thought they were not fairies, and yet the guiltiness of my mind, the sudden surprise of my powers, drove the grossness of the foppery into received belief. And despite of the teeth of all rhyme and reason, that they were fairies. See now how wit may be made a jackalent when 'tis upon ill employment.
Oh, Sir John Falstaff, serve God and leave your desires, and fairies will not pinch you.
Well said, Fairy Hugh.
And leave your jealousies too, I pray you.
I will never mistrust my wife again till thou art able to woo her in good English.
Have I laid my brain in the sun and dried it, that it wants matter to prevent so gross overreaching as this? Am I ridden with a Welsh goat too? Shall I have a coxcomb or of frieze? 'Tis time I were choked with a piece of toasted cheese.
Cheese is not good to give butter. Your belly is all butter.
Cheese and putter? Have I lived to stand the taunt of one that makes fritters of English? This is enough to be the decay of lust and late walking through the realm.
Why, Sir John, do you think though we would have thrust virtue out of our hearts by the head and shoulders and have given ourselves without scruple to hell, that ever the devil could have made you our delight? What, a hodge pudding, a bag of flax, a pouched man? Old, cold, withered, and of intolerable entrails, and one that is as slanderous as Satan, and as poor as Job, and as wicked as his wife.
And given to fornications, and to taverns, and sack, and wine, and metheglins, and to drinkings, and swearings, and starings, and bribbles, and brabbles.
Well, I am your theme. You have the start of me. I am dejected. I am not able to answer the Welsh flannel. Ignorance itself is a plummet or me. Use me as you will.
Marry, sir, will bring you to Windsor to one massive brook that you have cozened of money, to whom you should have been a pander. Over and above that, you have suffered, I think, to repay that money will be a biting affliction. Yet be cheerful, knight, thou shalt eat a posset tonight at my house, where I will desire thee to laugh at my wife, that now laughs at thee. Tell her, Master Slender hath married her daughter. Doctors doubt it. If Anne Page be my daughter, she is by this Dr. Caius's wife.
Enter Slender.
Whoa! Ho ho, Father Page!
Son, how now, son? Have you dispatched?
Dispatched? I'll make the best in Gloucestershire know on it. Would I were hanged law else.
Of what, son?
I came yonder at Eton to marry Mistress Anne Page, and she's a great lubberly boy. If it had not been in the church, I would have swinged him, or he should have swinged me. If I did not think it had been Anne Page, I might never stir, and 'tis a postmaster's boy.
Upon my life, then, you took the wrong.
What need you tell me that? I think so when I took a boy for a girl. If I had been married to him for all he was in women's apparel, I would not have had him.
Why, this is your own folly. Did not I tell you how you would know my daughter by her garments?
I went to her in white and cried, Mum, and she cried, Budget, and as Anne and I had appointed, and yet it was not Anne, but a postmaster's boy.
Good George, be not angry. I knew of your purpose, turned my daughter into green, and indeed she is now with the doctor at the deanery, and they're married.
Enter Dr. Caius.
There is Mistress Page. By gar, I am cozened. I have married un gopakun, a boy, un paisan. By gar, a boy. It is not Anne Page. By gar, I am cozened.
Why, did you take her in green?
I, Vigar, and 'tis a boy. Vigar, I'll raise all Windsor.
This is strange. Who hath got the right Anne?
Enter Fenton and Anne Page.
My heart misgives me. Here comes Master Fenton. How now, Master Fenton? Pardon, good father, good my mother, pardon. Now, mistress, how chance you went not with Master Slender? Why went you not with Master Doctor, maid?
You do amaze her. Hear the truth of it. You would have married her most shamefully, where there was no proportion held in love. The truth is, she and I, long since contracted, are now so sure that nothing can dissolve us. The offense is holy, and she hath committed, and this deceit loses the name of craft, of disobedience, or unduteous title, since therein she doth evitate and shun 1,000 irregular cursed hours which forced marriage would have brought upon her.
Stand not amazed. Here is no here is no remedy. In love the heavens themselves do guide the state. Money buys lands, and wives are sold by fate.
I am glad, though you have taken a special stand to strike at me, that your arrow hath glanced.
Well, what remedy? Fenton, heaven give thee joy. What cannot be eschewed must be embraced.
When night dogs run, all sorts of deer are chased.
Well, I will muse no further. Master Fenton, heaven give you many, many merry days. Good husband, let us everyone go home and laugh this sport or by a country fire, Sir John and all. Let it be so, Sir John. To Master Brooke you yet shall hold your word, for he tonight shall lie with Mistress Fort.
They exit.